Guys, it is time for the winner bracket final. It is the Viper and TaToH against Improvise and Praxes. Now we are 3 subs away from the next emote, guys. And Improvise played absolute beast mode there in his winner bracket semifinal. They beat QuEnDi down, and we are instantly jumping into this game. For everyone who doesn't know what's going on, this is deathmatch. We are starting in late Imperial Age or post Imperial Age, so all resources are available. As you can see, 20k, 20k, 10k, 5k, and all tags are already researched. We are looking at Atacama, and we have the Khmer on the other side. We have the Ethiopians, we have Praxes in the purple, we have the Viper, our star player, obviously, in yellow with Khmer. On the other side, we have the Ethiopian player, Mr. TaToH, going for a barrack start and siege workshops, sending a villager over quite early, something we don't see too often. And Khmer, he is going for mass elephants and is mixing in some scorpions. Let's see how this will go. Elephant raid now from Viper coming over. Obviously, Khmer elephant only needs 2 hits on a villager to kill him. And at the moment, the Viper, though, the guy with the most losses there on his villagers, is sending his villagers into the houses, trying to use the Khmer bonus here. Not 100% sure if that is intentional or not. On the other side, we have the push here. Oh, that's a lot of scorpions by TaToH. He could potentially die. Praxes on the other side, pop 20 only for him, down to 6 villagers. This is getting pretty ugly here for him. And the Viper, maybe with that amount of stables, can do the pressure. Not building a lot of houses here in the back. TaToH on the other side, though, dropping down to pop 17. This is looking pretty ugly for him. We'll get 2 castles up, most likely. This is pretty good. Let's take a look. Are we seeing any traps? Not really out this far. Nice spread over here, trying to get a lot of control. At the same time, though, the Khmers are winning on both sides. This will get pretty ugly. Improvise even building some siege workshops over here, trying to give some scorpion support, something we don't see too often, but I like the idea. Defensive castle here, really helping out for Praxes, trying to get more castles up. Nice clump here, and trying to get more TCs up as well. Really having some troubles. But the big difference is, at the moment, Praxes is getting this castle up most likely, and the Viper not really having any aggression on the other side. We already have the castles up and the ramps as well. The push will continue. This looks a bit better for Improvise and Praxes, if you ask me, especially because elephants are now coming over, and we have Mr. Praxes kind of stabilizing here, and the castle going up the last very moment. So that's buying a lot of time for Praxes as well. That's a lot of range and a lot of fire. Bombard cannons won't really do anything against the same range castle here. He needs traps out, but he only got 1 castle so far. This is going to be stopped. Praxes with a nice defense. On the other side, we already see some siege workshops going down. It's going to get pretty tricky. Now the SO is even getting sniped. TaToH is going down to pop 38. This could be a very quick loss here for the Tyrants. Somewhat the favorites to win the tournament now after beating Rubenstock. That's a team with me, Orkut, and Rubenstock in the semifinals. They're in a very hard fought series, 5-3, and they really showed how well they performed, or how well they can perform. Halberdier is now coming over, Scorpions as well. This should get cleared up here. The Viper with the beautiful pop 110 compared to the 80 and 90 on the other side, but TaToH is the troublemaker here. Well, not really the troublemaker, the trouble kid. With only pop 58 at the moment, and that's a lot of Halberdiers. They don't have the greatest fighting power for sure. Elephants now coming over to the left-hand side. We will try to see how this will go, though. A lot of Scorpions are out, trying to go for the spread formation. Here is the Viper, hitting quite a bit of SO shots as well. And this should be a pretty solid clear up. Improvise not having much of a buffer in front of his Scorpions. Needs to fall back, and this is not the greatest engagement ever for our player in the red. At the same time, engagement here, well, pretty nice for the Viper. That's nice micro. Let's take a look. SO shots, trying to focus down on the Scorpions would be the better idea, and that's what he is doing now. Obviously flattening them with 1 single shot. The Viper needs to retreat here. Didn't want to fight off against all those Scorpions. Improvise is getting denied on that cars over here, and they are setting up the trade, something that the Tyrants will have quite a lot of troubles with, at least I reckon. To control that right hand side corner will be a tough task for the Viper. Let's take a look. Castle is now going down with the last trap shot here as well. I'm not 100% sure how well Teutonic Knights are actually performing against the Elephants. Well, not too shabby. Okay. Obviously, that's kind of what this tournament was designed, to see how well all those new civilizations are battling against each other in the late periods. Okay, let's take a look. That's all shots now. Oh, denied as well. And the push continues here, but TaToH kind of stabilized, and he is now looking at pop 100, Praxes only at 80. And this is a deathmatch world for you. If you think, yeah, why isn't Viper just not walling this area? This is played with no wall, no bombard tower mod, so controlling corners is super tough. This gives us a lot of exciting games with a lot of raids to be seen. Oh, some shots, nice flattening there, but losing a lot of Scorpions or a lot of SO in exchange. I'm not 100% sure if that was worth it. Maybe some shots against the traps, not really. And honestly, Scorpions don't perform too shabby against SO, now having the same range. TaToH losing more and more castles at the other side. Praxes is stabilizing. This is a wild game. We are only 13 minutes in, and we have already seen mass amount of units die on both sides. TaToH. Oh god, he had very bad gold spots as well. Look at that. Not really getting that one. That one is exposed as well. Where's his third one? Probably here in the back, but not really going for it too much. Interesting stuff. Uh-oh, but this is getting tricky now for TaToH. Pop 140. On the other side we see Improvise, and he seems to have eco rolling. Not really. Where's all his food? Probably did get a big sling. Praxes, 0 food. Improvise still on 4k. On the other side, sneaky TaToH trying to do some shenanigans here against that corner, but probably shouldn't work with the cars already out. Villagers around here as well. Now trying to go for a keep to defend that. Yeah, and whatever TaToH has planned shouldn't really work, as I said. But what does work is the push against TaToH. The Viper still trying to come over with more and more elephants. No one really going for any pawn control. In the late game we are fighting for that wood in the middle, because as you maybe saw, there's very little wood on this on the map here in general. And yeah, list elephants even at it, trying to kill those villagers. At the moment, population still TaToH at only 80. Ah, tough job for him. And PRB Limb is in the house. That would be so sweet. He is the organizer of the tournament, and from what I heard, is loving the games at least as much as I do, and that's a lot. Okay, traps now sniped beautifully. TaToH still trying to use his APM, sniping 2 traps here, sniping maybe even 3 traps. Let's take a look, and a Scorpion's on its way, so that was a pretty efficient SO. At the other side we have Praxes trying to hold on to his dear life, and we see trap snipe after trap snipe. The Viper still trying to hold on, but TaToH pop 85 out of 95. Losing another castle would be just so deadly for him. Robo, good morning. Now controlling that corner quite nicely. The Viper on the other side. Well, 1 castle, then a big hole. And some more castles. So raids over here are very easily to be done. But obviously, the Ethiopians, not really the civilizations that have a lot of mobility in their army. 2-hour nap to be back to those games. That's the spirit. Oh god, and those Teutonic Knights obviously not that great against Scorpions there. And neither are the Halberdiers. And TaToH, I believe he should really regroup. He needs to buy more time. Look at that. Normally you see lots of farms over here in this area if you're getting pushed this far, but isn't really happening. The Viper trying to tower this middle, trying to be annoying, but the big problem is that TaToH is just dying so fast. Now even getting all the gold of TaToH, so even if they would lose the trade, that's still the big problem. Trade amount is 30 compared to 47. It's a small advantage there for the Tyrants, but that does not really matter. because the overall gold income is still significantly better for our QueNDi players. I'm trying to go for more farms. I'm quite shocked how late he was with all those. Remember guys, we're playing with fast speed, so managing your eco is even tougher than in normal RM games. You have pop 200, everyone is trying to raid everywhere. You have tower fronts, you have sneaky Viper going somewhere, you need to protect your trade, you need to micro, you always need to look at the Scorpions, otherwise you will lose against TaToH our shots. And then you even need to manage your eco. That's a task that no one in the world is managing. The guys who are managing it the best are the ones playing and the ones we are seeing here. Nice microing back. Those elephants will eat a lot of shots of the Scorpions. The Viper, that's not really an engagement he can take. At the same time, TaToH now moving in with Scorpions. That's not really going to work either, if you ask me. Not enough elephants out here for the Viper. We now added some stables over here. We need to see some new SO shots. Viper maybe can overrun him. I don't really see that happening. Now trying to go for the traps here, and those are good SO shots. Let's take a look. Can he get another one? Yep. That's buying some more time for sure. TaToH pop 130, the Viper at 170. On the other side, Praxes still struggling. He is at pop 140. And a nice eco setup here in the back. Trade amount still not very high for them. Would love to see that being increased slowly but surely. The most important is really the food eco. Maybe we take a look at that. Improvise at his side with only 32 farmers. I believe with Khmer that's not enough. How long has TaToH been playing DM? I played with him in like 2012, 2013, I believe as well. About 24 minutes. Oh! What a joke. Okay, next castle under threat now. Actually, the traps are rerouting, kind of weird. Yeah, and that's what he thought as well, and click them again. Viper kind of stabilizing, still a lot of trap action here. 140. TaToH's actually doing quite a nice job of delaying the push here. It's still so much to go. I would love to see, I believe that's a big problem. Improvise should just have like 6 stables over here as well, and then just with some rams, some traps, try to go for the trade as well. That's something they are absolutely lacking at the moment. Just the diversity in the push. Oh, that's a big raid here into the wood eco of TaToH, who's now going below pop 120. Did get some SO shots off again, it seems. And GG, TaToH, with his not so great build up, just got overrun here. And that's the 1-0 for probably the underdogs, but I'm pretty sure we are in for a treat here, guys. In for a very great series. Game number 1 in the books here on Team Random Map Pack. We had Atacama, Teuton, and Khmer War. Military count, or military statistics, are showing us that, yeah, a lot of kills there for improvised TaToH. With some troubles, lost a lot of houses here. In the end, the food amount of improvise was really not great. I really didn't like how little food eco he was setting up there. That's probably one of the... Oh, that wasn't planned. That's one of the few things I could fault him for. And they're instantly launching the next game. Next game will be Golden Crater, Chinese and Magyar War. Did you get a broadcast message? No. Isn't that a beauty, guys? Touch fast launches. Nacho business! Flying in, thank you so much. 2 people away from the next emote. So Memp is messaging me. Sweet stuff, look at that! Oh god, I didn't show that. Seems like ACRM is messaging people. Okay, sweet stuff. I didn't get it because I had it on ignore, but good gesture. Good gesture. Maybe that's why we have those nice numbers here, guys. Why did you film that riding a hippo sequence? The place looks familiar. I believe it was Marrakesh in a mall. Was it Marrakesh? I think so, yeah. Uh-oh! Waffle Jaw flying in. I believe only one person away for the next German, Nili German Monday mode. 610 viewers. Beautiful job. Indeed, guys. I'm super excited, and let's see what Golden Crater has in store for us. I'm pretty sure I will absolutely be destroyed after this series, but that's what we're going for. Small pause at the start. I can take a small zip. And then we are jumping into it and starting the analysis. How will the emote look like? I did show it before. We can show it again. And here we go, guys. Game number 2, we have Praxes playing in the purple trunks, playing the Chinese. His teammate will be Magia, player will be Improvise, and Viper is playing the Magias as well, and we have Chinese player Mr. TaToH. So let's see how this goes off. For everyone who doesn't know this map, try to find some gold and some stone. Well, you cannot see a lot, so that's a big problem because we have all the gold spots here in the middle trying to fight for that very juicy area. And yeah, but you also have always to fight uphill if you're trying to control this. Nice raid here against Mr. Praxes. Obviously Chinese should have a faster start here with the 3 extra villagers. You can build quite a bit. But on the other side, Magias, well, they could go for some pretty strong Halberdier, CA and Paladin composition. So we will see about that and how this plays out. At the moment, some raids here into the Viper as well. He's going out to 7 villagers, didn't protect those too well. Has some idols now as well. Let's take a look. Population looks way stronger for Praxes and Improvise. Maybe they can go for another good attack. TaToH, I believe those camels won't really do much. Those will maybe get some raids in, but not really either. No castle setup, no siege workshop setup either here by the Viper. So he goes for the standard Hans composition on Praxes. If he gets into some scorpions with that 21 damage, this could get pretty dicey. For the Viper. Want to mix juicy and dicey. I didn't really know what to say. Ay. TaToH still active with some raids, but won't we even get this one? And let's see, do we see a double? Seems like Improvise is coming over here. Getting the message from Mr. Praxes saying, I am doing quite fine here. If you come over here and double, we might even kill the Viper. And that's what it's looking like at the moment. Improvise and Praxes, absolute beast. They're so good with their starts. Are they maybe able to go into the winner brackets? Or the grand finals? Coming from the winner bracket. That would be a big dream. Not a lot of people did see them as the big favorites. At the moment, this is QueNDi being seed number 3 against Tyrant Plebs being seed number 4 in this tournament. But they both won their winner bracket semifinals there. So now we are here, and that's still a lot of arrows flying around. And those scorpions, they should do quite some damage. The Viper, not a lot of stuff for him. If he faces some monitors now, this should get pretty tricky. That castle, even if it goes up, I don't really see it standing for too long. That's a lot of CA though, and with that nice range, they can abuse that forest quite nicely. But Ram's now out, and if Praxes is going for more siege, this should get pretty sexy for him. CA somewhat in the trade here, so once it starts, well, maybe some raids. Stay in the middle, where is the gold control? As you can see, improvise pretty fast on that. On the other side, TaToH is now trying to go for it. The Viper not on gold in the center at all. He's still struggling. Did he maybe get the market? I'm not 100% sure. Populations overall look pretty similar, but the Viper, I believe, is going for a very one-dimensional army. Oh, let's see how this plays out, especially because he should be pretty much out of gold as well. 60 gold in the bank for him. Now needs to mix in some Halberdiers to have some buffer that does not cost gold. Agnes Prime, even Fire Nation. Last up, and that brings us to 150 guys. Next emote is flying in for tomorrow as well. Nice denial of that trade here. Pretty beautiful stuff, and TaToH is now coming over. Not hitting a lot of shots here. Kind of weird. And let's continue to see the push here. Viper is somewhat holding. Pop 100 for him now. Praxes dropping down to 80. Not a lot of siege for him. I'm quite surprised by that. If he just went for Scorpion, Halberdier, Ram Onager, that could have been... maybe? The better option? Not 100% sure. Now trying to go for gold as well. Oops. Well, that trade card won't have the greatest day either. Oh, Tyrant the Fire flying in here. Finishing 5th and 2nd in the tournament. Getting into the money as well. It really shows you how packed this tournament is. That they didn't even succeed. And yeah, glad to see you around, mate. Oh god, TaToH now pop 170, and the defense was just so strong, and the Viper just abused this area so nicely, and now can go on to lead Magia. That's a strong unit that doesn't cost gold, probably the most cost efficient unit here. And guys, seems like you really enjoy the emotes. Viper now needs to go on to more gold, needs to get some... farms running as well, and that's what he's doing exactly now. I love that. That's a lot of CA. Still the Viper pop 120, 200 for TaToH. On the other side we have 120 for both, roughly at least. Viper needs to micro back here, could get pretty ugly for him, but is microing back in time. Now a lot of Halberdiers. I think now he shouldn't go for any more trash and really should add even more farms, but is doing quite a nice job, is adding some trade cards as well. Let's take a look at Praxes resources. Well, he is pretty low when it comes to wood. I believe he's overproducing Halberdiers a bit. Love to see more siege out of him in general. Look at that, TaToH, way more traps, more Scorpions, Onagers, Halberdiers. He has such a versatile mix here. Oh, Paladin going. This looks very good for the Viper, who's now pop 150. Overall, 70 more pop for the Terran plebs here on Golden Crater. Let's take a look. It seems like that ramp won't even connect. Was trying to go for the hit, and yeah, CA just with the hill control. Pretty nice stuff for them. How is the gold control looking? Not so great for QuEnDi. It seems like the Terrans are looking pretty strong in that regard. Now controlling quite a bit of gold spots over here. The Viper, well, it's not very big. Trade card amount 30 to, well, 40. It's a small advantage there, but will that really matter if Praxes just dies? His resources are just so slim. Look at that. Farm eco, somewhat solid, is queuing up more villagers, wants to get up higher on those numbers, but lost so many castles, now down to 2. And Chinese player down to 2 castles. This is getting tricky for sure. The Viper is now trying to go in here. He's not trying to go for a blind raid into the trade. He is just going for the methodical, very relaxed, or not sure if relaxed, but well thought out push for sure. TaToH now trying to go over here, but that's fighting against a lot of onagers, trying to micro that down, but didn't really click on it properly. this castle of TaToH will fall for sure. Didn't have enough onagers himself, as it seems. The Viper now coming over with his CA. I'm quite surprised that he's actually doubling. I think he just sort of pushed over here and tried to finish the game, but I believe that's what he is doing here anyways. No army around from Praxes. He's at pop 150, has, let's take a look, 40 minutes reach, so that's not too shabby. But on the other side, the Viper at roughly 90, and this will be all the trade going down for quite some time. The sandwich is real, Chugunu's coming from the right hand side, coming from the left hand side, but most of them actually not doing too much damage, and the trade is all gone, guys. This has to be the GG pretty soon. Praxes is maybe thinking, okay, well, I can clear this up, and there was a lot of waste. How are you doing on the other side? And Prairie is saying, well, I'm pushing here, so yeah, they probably will continue to play this, but in the long run, that rate will just be too heavy for them. Now going down to roughly 20 trade cards. Viper's trying to reposition himself, but the next push is already waiting, and Praxes has very little defense over here as well. That trade card won't have the greatest field day either, and well, seems like TaToH is holding in the end. Maybe he could add in more camels. I'm not 100% sure how well the camels will actually perform against the heavy CA, so maybe just Onager Chukunu isn't a bad composition, but then you're dying against Onager as well. And guess who's back? It is the Viper with another trade rate, and Praxes pop 160. How is he getting? He has higher pop than the Viper. It's so weird, but still getting trade rated after trade rate, and they have no gold control at all. Well, Improvise has some, and well, try to out micro TaToH on Onager War. Not going to happen, mate. Not going to happen. But maybe he doesn't know him. That fool. Fighting some scorpions here from Magias. I love that. Pretty efficient, obviously, against all those Harbinger masses. And trying to go for the next push. Seems like he didn't like how easy the defense for Praxes was, and obviously Chinese are pretty good defending at one single point, so the Viper is doing exactly the right thing. He is going over to double, he is going and trying to attack different angles of the map, trying to go for the next raid here. Only 3 castles out. Well, actually that trap is going down. Viper needs to get something more. Trade amount 67 to 24, and that's actually one of them, so feels bad, man. Is it the grand final? No, it's a winner bracket finals. They are still QuEnDi and Rubenstock. They will play tomorrow, 19 GMT. You will see the point of view of myself on this very channel, if you so desire. Onager shot, not the greatest yet, because they didn't even come. Oh, 2 Onagers going down. Without really hitting anything, and that's a big rate into the gold here. Ay, that's so costly. And well, that was a solid shot. Also a lot of Onagers going down, and Onagers going down is something that Improvise cannot really replace at the moment. With that little gold income, getting pretty tricky. Viper now coming over, and it's just such a beautiful army composition here. Magyar Hussar and the heavy CA from the Magyars as well. Just looks way too solid. And on the other side, Praxes pop 180, Improvise 130, and well, maybe you can make something happen. Oh, sneaky ram attack, Mr. TaToH coming in with a surprise. No counter to that. Did even bring some army if there were some Onagers, but not even existing there. Now trying to go for the quick wall here. Remember, guys, we don't have any stone wall possibilities. Could only wall with outposts, or in this case, siege workshops and houses. The denial is coming in though, and yeah, the Viper is just, I believe he should actually take that fight, honestly. Just force them to trade off gold unit after gold unit, after knowing, well, they should be low on gold, but the Viper maybe feels, okay, you're preparing another push, then I will help you out here, we'll protect your rams, and we will successfully kill Improvise castle after castle. 1 down, make that 2 down, make that 3 down pretty soon, putting him down to only 2 at the moment. And well, he really wants to get straight up, as it seems, and I hate that market, honestly. I believe it's really bad. Aye. Tally, we won't talk German tomorrow. I know that I'm breaking German day. I really try to do everything to make it happen at another day, but we had all Boa yesterday and TLC and Boa today. Friday didn't really work out for the others, and yeah, during the week, Monday was the only day. Feels bad, man. Next raid. Viper just enjoys this so much. Over 800 kills for him already. TaToH only with 300. That's kind of weird, guys. That's a big difference, and actually Chinese shouldn't be too bad in getting killed, so quite surprising. Next castle going down, and now we might even see a go into the houses here. Look at that. 156 out of 170 only. So it's getting tricky for improvise. Maybe, guys, maybe he needs to improvise. Ha ha ha. But yeah, at the moment, Matt is actually doing quite a solid job here. I think the idea with the Scorpions wasn't that bad. He just had like 5 Scorpions in the bed. Or maybe champions aren't really the thing. Maybe onagers. Uh-oh, sneaky traps. Sneaky traps. That market is down. And let's take a look. 23 trade card for Praxes. Now going for the Scorpions. The improvise actually coming over. I believe that's the last second that he could have saved this. But TaToH at the same time is obviously pushing into improvise then. He needs to build more archer ranges and stables, and it's instantly on this. He is playing so well here. I'm really glad to see him performing so well. He shocked everyone in the semifinals, being the clear MVP here. And oh god, look at those heavy Scorpions. They would be so bad. Oh, heavy CA. They would have been so bad against those Scorpion shots. And they are doing quite some damage here. 8 range on them as well. And those Halberdiers won't have the greatest day for sure. TaToH, that push is denied, but the main push in the middle won't be denied that easily. Still trying to stay here. Going for CA as well. I'm quite a bit surprised by that, but it doesn't really matter. This game will be in the books. 1-1 here. TaToH and Viper showing why they are in the winner bracket finals. Still unbeaten, but so is QueNDi. G to the G. Nice play here by the Viper. I thought he could have lost. Really bad starts, but then beautiful positioning behind that wood line. And Praxes. If he just goes for onagers there, if he just goes for more seeds. Oh god, now I can do my castle trick again. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. And yeah, I think not enough siege by Praxes, then ran out of gold. And then couldn't really do anything anymore. That amount of kills by Viper, just ridiculous. So many Halberdiers going down. And yeah, TaToH going for a nice push there against Improvise, who again played a pretty solid game, I would say. Tried to double there, but they didn't really get the damage done. Quite sad. And game number 3, but with Spanish Koreans on Team Islands. Hello. Let me confirm the 150, guys. We need a new emote. You're so demanding. For everyone who didn't see the emote yet, it's going to be the emote. Okay, but the question is, should it be Nili DE or Nili GM for Deutsch or for German Day? Would you please give in your vote? I personally think it's better Nili GM, but if every one of you is saying DE, I will go for DE. So maybe give in some votes there and we will see what I can go for. Okay, pretty clear, Nili D. Oh, Yeah? We'll see. We don't care. We don't have to vote. Nili out. Nili Schland. Nili Schland would be funny as well. Hey guys, we are flying into game number 3. It will be played here on Team Island. We will have Spanish and Korean war. And we have Praxes playing the Spanish. We have Improvise playing the Koreans and going for an early market. Interesting. So I like that strategy. We'll sell a lot of food and potentially even wood, trying to get out more of those beautiful turtle ships. We have TaToH playing the Koreans and Viper playing the Spanish. Those roads. Yeah, that's the ideal trade route, guys. Okay, small pause as it seems here at the 146 mark. Remember, guys, there are still, I believe, 2 restarts or something in this best of 9 series. So, yeah. Maybe someone took a restart. Hey, Nili, could you say what captain's mode is? We will talk about this when we get to that phase. And oh, TaToH's starting with fast fire ship. That's surprising to me. Oh, maybe I learned something today. Improvise selling even stone, so he will have quite a bit of gold, and he is going for turtle ships only. Oh, this will be interesting. Hi, guy, this is really laggy. I'm surprised what's going on. Okay, there was a pause. And now we can continue indeed. Shed off. Time to relax. Yeah, either TaToH teaches me something or I teach him something. Well, I won't really teach him something, but I thought the opening would have been with turtle ships, and so does Improvise. BBT, not an option. Bomber towers are forbidden in this tournament. Okay, TaToH now adding some turtle ships in the back here. He can go for some keeps though. Improvise trapping one of his turtle ship. Ay. Turtle ship obviously so much worth so much more. And he's not really getting onto the numbers here. Maybe need to get onto fast fires. Look at that. TaToH is winning this quite nicely. He is in such a dominant position. Ay. Looks pretty nice for him. Praxes just went for mass fast fires. Viper on the other side for a lot of galleons as well. And he is not doing a lot of damage. But yeah, the sheer number of arrows in the air seems to be pretty nice for the Viper. Let's take a look. Improvise. Are all his docks running? Yeah, he even mixed in some fast fires, but he had so few docks. Maybe the market was just a bad idea because he didn't get those turtle ships out fast enough. No, now the heavy demos are coming in and they are pretty good against turtle ships as well. Oh, TaToH now getting the full surround, but I'm not sure how well those fast fire ships will perform. Not a lot of demos out, so Praxes, I believe, isn't really preparing that well. Just think about like 5 demos could clear this all up. This is actually the counter to that mass demo, mass turtle ship army, but we will see. This feels so much more cost efficient for the Viper. Population improvised at 24, Praxes at 44, the two Tyrants at 53 each. And that just looked like an unstoppable army. Look at that. TaToH, there's no chance that Praxes will ever kill that again. Oh boy. Now some cannon galleons out even, and look at how they vanished. The Viper, nice mass amount of docks here. Praxes trying to redock, but that looks so good for the two Tyrants here. Not the greatest play by QueNDi. Doesn't seem like they prepared at all, and yeah, from how TaToH started, they really put a lot of thought into it. Or they just knew before. Improvise now losing all his turtle ship, cannot really fall back, is trying to go back into his tower. That obviously do quite a bit of damage, but well actually they do really quite a bit of damage against those turtle ships. But it doesn't really matter. Now elite cannon galleons out, and we see pop 27 for Improvise. The Tyrants at 180 combined to 110. This is going to be super tough. Well, some sort of a comeback here for Praxes. But just think about it. TaToH can just come over and clear this up quite nicely, and the Viper could even help. And that's a lot of cannon galleons out. The Viper, are you kidding me? Look at that amount of cannon galleons. He will control the shoreline quite nicely, without any questions. Ay, ay, ay. Improvise started trade. Congratulations to that. Pop 27. Got so many cannon galleons. Jesus Christ. Rip all buildings indeed. And they're building enough keeps as well. This quite safe. And yeah, well, is he for real? Like, what did he think? Like, that this tower goes up and kills all the whole fleet? Ay, ay, ay. Military at the moment for Improvise 0. Now going for the turtle ships again. But the Viper just having the full control, can easily kill everything, and yeah, that's not really an existent defense. TaToH now even going for galleons. Not 100% sure if I like that too much. So a lot of towers out, playing the real tower defense, but honestly, against that amount of cannon galleons, it's only a tower delay, not a real tower defense. Praxes actually do quite a fine job here. Pop 120, but only 30 military, so 80 villagers there. Well, that won't really guarantee them the comeback. And Improvise will have no control over his front line as well. The Tyrant's just looking super strong here. Improvise with a very risky strategy there, going for the markets. Even the trade is getting killed now by cannon guns, something we don't see too often. Now trying to go for the comeback move here is Improvise, but he only has 13 military, so honestly, the Viper with 74, even if Improvise has the strongest ship here in the game, that's not really going to work, and that's something he's realizing as well. GG, very short game, and it was over even earlier here. The Tyrants are taking the lead for the very first time in this series. The Viper just very dominant play here. Improvise maybe was a bit late with his stocks. Maybe instant market wasn't the right option, and maybe the Spanish should have done the market there. And TaToH starting first with fast fires and then switching into turtle ships. Giving a bit more control. Sweet, sweet stuff. And take a look at the achievements. TaToH getting quite a bit of kills there against Praxes. That was a lot of fast fires going down. Trade did start, not too important. Viper actually having more wood than Praxes. And that means he had quite a lot of efficient villagers working as a team. Good job. Obviously, no one is going for food here on Team Islands, and they are instantly jumping into the next game. They are just crazy, guys. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's go for... I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to. Okay. Screen. I'm pretty sure. Just showing some important stuff there. Well, never mind. Okay, make that DE by the vote. Pretty clear winner. And Nili D is being sent and should be available pretty soon. 150 subs in the house. Thank you guys so much for all your support, all your love, and I hope you enjoy. Damn smileys. Next game already launched, guys. I have no time to breathe. Yeah, it will take some time, guys, and you might need to restart the browser. Where can I find the brackets for these tournaments? Anyone in chat knows? Exclamation mark TLC2. Nili sounds like Nili Definitive Edition. Well, maybe it is the Definitive Edition of me. And we are looking into Green Arabia Indians and Free Pig. So let's take a look what they actually went for here in game number 4. We have Slavs for Praxes and Improvise with the Indians. On the other side, we have TaToH with the Indians and the Viper playing Slavs. So seems like that's a strong civilization. Obviously, for everyone who is questioning why is Slavs so good, well, the team bonus of giving you the chance that you don't need to build any houses is just so strong, because military buildings are given 5 population. As you can see, Improvise just going for mass stables and just trying to go wild with those Imperial camels. Let's see how many kills he's getting. The Viper is trying to defend, he's trying to wall his villagers, but it's obviously impossible to protect all of them against those Imperial camels, especially if you are not allowed to ward. Trying to go for some sneaky outpost defenses here and now warding that off, so that castle might go up in the end. And at the same time, getting some raids in here in the back. TaToH with a beautiful double, and we have 6 villagers for Improvise, 9 for Praxes. So he did survive quite nicely, and the Viper will get his castles up, as it seems. Has a nice amount of arrears, and in the end, this will be the big question: how will the Indian player continue to play this out? Oh, it seems like Improvise is adding Cav Archer instead of hand cannoneers. And what is TaToH going for? He is going for hand cannoneers. So, kind of interesting stuff. TaToH now going for more siege workshops as well. Uh-oh, and that's a big double, big double. Everything coming over, but the Viper is sending all his army over as well. TaToH in some troubles, pop 48 for him, the Viper at 80. Let's take a look. Oh, intercepting that quite nicely. Not really cost efficient for Improvise here, although he's winning the fight. And where is the siege? Do we see siege out from Praxes? If he knew that the double was coming, he should have built some traps. Maybe prepare some rams, and they could kill TaToH, who's now going down to pop 35 again. Viper, not really there with his very slow army, and the push continues. TaToH pop 23, and half of this is nearly villagers. It's really a very deadly push here by Mr. Praxes.
Yes.
I should really focus more on chat off here. I'm going for the corners, Improvise, and oh god, TaToH, he's not looking too great. Pop 14 for him. Same time, Improvise didn't die at all against Viper, who had some problems against the mass Imperial camels from early on. Now the castle might not even go up. 7-minute game. The Viper and TaToH are getting easily doubled out of this game. TaToH maybe overextending there a bit, but that was a hell of a mass of Imperial camels. And what even love. I'm probably rewatching that game at one point. Look at that amount of stables, and that's only with the team bonus of the Slavs. Nice, 128 military for Praxes. On the other side, we had a total population of 51. So it really was over, guys. 2-2 now. Yeah, we got a series in our hands. And yeah, achievements obviously won't say that much. Improvised got a lot of kills off. The Viper actually played quite cost inefficiently, quite to my surprise. And yeah, that all obviously didn't matter. TaToH after that double, bloop, kind of non-existent, and Praxes could just go for the big kill. And isn't game 5 captain's mode, you said? No, game 8 is captain's mode. So yeah, we can talk about that even later. Okay, I need to rest my voice a bit, guys. We will be back in 2 minutes. And we are jumping into Atacama, Mayans and Ethiopians. Guys, let's take a look what we are seeing here. And Praxes is going for a clump. That's not a common strategy from our Emmas, but the Emmas used to do that if they have a slower civilization against faster civilizations, trying to create an area to block off all enemy hussars. And we will see. Oh, that's an interesting pause. Improvise on the other side is going for the aggression. And we have TaToH playing the Mayans. Viper is playing the normal build-up there with Ethiopians. That will be interesting. 2 castle, 3 siege workshop, and stable up. Oi, interesting. And Praxes is seriously one of the best clumpers in the world here. And 2-3 incoming, I think so as well. But he will lose a lot of map control. Oh, Viper really going for the 2-handed swordsman here. Ay. Okay, and not fearing the rush anymore. Deleting the siege workshop will be pretty safe. And we will have to look at the other side. Market now for Improvise, who will try to sell all the wood and food, trying to get mass amount of gold. This is obviously so important in an eagle against eagle fight. We had another small pause here. Let's see how they will play this out. Viper going for a very big mixed army and building way more open, already setting up the markets here. It's kind of weird for me to see it that early. Going for quite a bit of barracks here at the moment. Not a lot of villager losses. TaToH actually the only one who lost a villager, but now has those pretty safe. Some eagles, pretty annoying here in the back. And let's take a look. Ethiopian SO. Beautiful shot here. And yeah, we will see a lot of SO shots. Obviously, Ethiopians with their bigger splash damage there. So efficient. And those shotels died to 1 shot there as well. So, this will get interesting. And maybe we will see a lot of doubles at the other side. We will see. Siege workshop now prepared. And the Viper, how is he behind in population against the guy who clumped this up? That's not really a normal strategy. Oh, but also the warriors are coming over. Obviously, they would do quite some damage against those eagles at the other side. But, well, both are running over. Obviously not the biggest difference. This looks like a very good build-up by Praxes. TaToH should be in some problems as well. 90 military against 50. If we see some traps out, and we already see some traps out, I believe this is looking pretty bad for TaToH. Forest looks like a shark. Indeed, we have the tail over here and the eyes. Ah, yeah, great spot, guys, great spot. That's why I have the chat always open. Okay, Showdown's now coming over. They will snack those traps if he focuses on them, which he is not doing at the moment, and what he is doing at the moment. At the same time, that will be some losses at the front. Potentially, the Viper, one main gold spot at the front, the other gold spot in the back, so shouldn't be the biggest problem for him. The push continues, nice aggressive castles, improvise, really putting on the pressure here. And being active over here, so will get tricky for the Ethiopian and Marians being so gold dependent. And then having a bad main gold spot and not having the trade running. This will get interesting. And TaToH has pretty bad gold spots as well. I didn't even see that yet. Where is his other gold? Is TaToH even going for gold? Yeah, that's the third gold spot of TaToH. 1, 2. Over here, okay. Not even going for it. So TaToH at the moment, no gold income. I believe he's dead. Now going for mass plunge defense. Finally, markets are getting built. One child away from the edge, interesting. Praxes just coming over, and that's such a big push for improvise. I didn't even see that, guys, that he instantly went for it. That's so much 4 traps out here as well. It's 120 military for him. TaToH is looking at a strong 90 as well. And now they're finding close in the range of the castles. No chance to ever get back onto gold. We have a lot of gold running for the others, at least that's what I assume. TaToH needs to regroup here. He's at top 100 and the main TC probably of his will go down. The Viper now coming over, trying to get some siege workshops running for him. But this is getting very, very tricky. QuEnDi. Oh, the 1D ever. Ivy. More traps moving for TaToH. Top 100, desperately trying to hold with his Plundarchers. Still no gold income for him at all. Overqueued that market as well, so he cannot really build on the other markets, trying to get to that gold as well. And that's just a very unfortunate map for him if he plays a guy who plays a beautiful market, and that is what we are seeing here from Improvise. Viper is sending over everything at the other side. They realize, okay, we need to hold at that side, otherwise the game is over anyways. And Praxes even going for some denial over here, trying to go for some towers to defend that. Oh, the Abeles aren't really the most efficient thing either, and those eagles just keep on doing the damage. Trade is running quite beautifully here in the back, very uninterrupted as well. Next castle of TaToH going down. He still has 4 after that, so that's pretty solid, but well, main issue, we said it quite some time, is he simply isn't getting any gold. 48 military for him at the moment, and every Plundarcher he is losing will be really tough for him to replenish. Let's take a look. Showdown's now coming over. Are they getting the kills in? Oh, yeah. At the same time, oh, Viper didn't get pressured at his gold spot, but that's a nice defense. Castles around, SO around, really tough to do something. As you can see, a single ram go won't really do much, but the most important thing is really the other side, left hand side. Now we have SOs here out as well, so TaToH has no more chance to defend with plumed archers. Let's take a look. Eagle warriors, oh, they're eating some quite good shots, and oh, yeah. Viper is doing this quite nicely, did get a lot of kills off, but now losing all his SO was the only thing Improvise was looking for. And that leaves TaToH completely exposed. Nili is flying in. Agnes Prime, thank you so much for designing all the great emotes. TaToH is trying to go for the desperate move here around, trying to intercept the trade, and just hopes that the others aren't spotting it. But they, yeah, kind of, even if they lose all the trade, it will be tough to win for them, for TaToH and the Viper, because all the gold is in Improvise's hand now as well. Guys, you did it. No one else. Trade rate. Indeed, and beer rate at the same time. Could it be better? Okay, TaToH, will he get cleared up here? Oh, the splitting actually isn't that good against small ego numbers. But obviously great against the trade. No pyramids, please. Well, no one is really trying to go for a pyramid here. TaToH, pop 160, 60 military still for him, but not a lot at the front. Is going down to now 3 castles, and they're closer and closer to the midline. Oh, nice raids here by the Viper. And those soldiers really have some solid damage output. I believe 2 hits against the villager. Yes, indeed, doing 21 damage. Quite solid. And that's just bloodbath. Trying to snipe down those as oh, nice shots against the traps here. Buying TaToH a bit more time. Pop 140 for the Viper and TaToH. Praxes actually only at 120. They lost so much trades. TaToH still active. Look at that, and suddenly 13 trade cards. Down from 40. TaToH killed so much from the trade. Is he maybe turning this game around? This crazy Spaniard? Is he making this happen? I called this like, yeah, this is a good attempt and maybe they can make it happen because I'm a hype caster. But honestly, he's really making it happen. Look at that, he's still not getting killed here. 12 trade cards to roughly 60. It is looking tough over here though. Praxes still pop 130 and he doesn't have any extra gold spots. It is only improvised, but it maybe improvise alone is enough. Maybe killing all that trade is enough for... Oh god, and now, well, shoulders coming in 1 by 1, that won't really help either. Maybe those are enough. Yeah, they will be enough if he's just going for it. Look at that, 10 trade cards. But the final push over here, I think, cannot really be answered. Although, pop 140, pop 130. Are the tyrants stabilizing here? This would be the craziest comeback. Would be seriously the craziest comeback. Now TaToH is getting gold over here. Well, that is not really that efficient. The castles are up. No more siege around. And suddenly the tyrants are ahead in population, guys. What are we witnessing? Did TaToH turn this game around? Ay, 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 ay. Still very open, still the rage coming from Praxes here. He is still super annoying and, well, it now is an open game, I have to say. But it was completely won by improvising Praxes before that. That one trade rate gave him, oh god, and those SO shots are pretty big as well. Oh god. Those 2 tyrants, they are the best team in the world. They are the best deathmatch team in the world. No doubt about it, even if they might not win the tournament. That is a comeback that probably no other team in the world could have done. What a beautiful, beautiful play. Praxes maybe lacking some SO, and oh god, I hate this guy so much. TaToH is back at it again, and he will kill that, and that really will kill the mood from improvising Praxes. How well they had to start here. But just pushing everything in the middle means the trade was so exposed over and over again. No walls. Sometimes you see people like building 8 siege workshops or something, trying to force them into your castles. Not going on to gold here as well. And TaToH just spreading around again, and trade will go down again. It was roughly 40 before they started to make the go. TaToH, pop 190. Overall population is still pretty even. Praxes at the moment is mainly trying to go for the wood control at the moment. The warriors are finally clearing this up. Wow. 32 trade. They just need to continue producing. 5 markets here. 5 markets and actually 1 bad market. And TaToH is still active. Lots of eagles trying to kill that. Oof. And at the same time they don't have a lot of army at the front, because they needed to send so much back, and obviously overreacted there, which is kind of normal. Really didn't want to leave any plumed archers still alive. That's a lot of army still in the back. Whew, what an intense series, guys. Okay, show the warriors now. What is that lumber camp? Ay, ay, ay. And the Viper going for another push. Pop 160 for him. Still, like, if TaToH somehow loses his army against some SO shots of Praxes. Oh god, even bombard cannons now by Viper. They are going for everything here. If TaToH loses everything and Improvise just goes for another push, obviously the game is over as well. Why isn't Improvise now trying to go for a trade rate? That could be an option as well. Pretty even populations. One player at the maximum. The main player and the Ethiopian player roughly around 150, 160. Let's take a look. Maybe take a look at the wood amount. 3k for TaToH. Viper at the limit. 2k for Improvise. 2k for Praxes. Trying to go for some more raids, trying to go into the trade, but that will be stopped quite easily. Now we finally are seeing the block that I wanted to see earlier, but maybe then he would just run through the middle, but maybe run into some SO shots, obviously. We'll see that. Improvise. Whew. Quite a big army here for him. 83. Where are they trying to make the go happen? So SO, so good. And Wallow Kingdoms in general, and Ethiopians. For Ethiopians. Oh god! And the first shots are flying in again. This is getting scary. Let's take a look how Viper will face this off. I'm not sure what axis we saw here. Some idle army was axed by the Viper, but he should have watched his SO better. Let's take a look. Oh, getting that shot off, and that's a lot of damage. And even getting more shots off. TaToH even going in for the split. Something we don't see too often in the DM world, because, as I said before, we are always playing on fast speed, and so many different things are going on. So that's not your usual thing. Already 2-2? Yeah, welcome to the DM world. Not even an hour and 15 minutes after we scheduled to start the games. We're already in game number 5. And it still has been a super interesting series. But yeah, we had some short, very sweet games and some longer one, like this one. Shotel's going for some more villager kills here in the middle. The Viper now stabilizing with his population. Praxes going down to 150 and cannot really get to the highest. Ah. This is blocked now, and TaToH is saying, oh no! That's my favorite way to go. Anti-wall this off. Maybe it will just right click through it. We'll run through the 3 castles. We'll accept all the damage. But no, the block off of the barracks here would have been in there by Improvise as well. He was playing a very beastly series. Absolutely love that. What do you think will win this? Honestly, after this comeback, it has to be the Viper and TaToH. There's no way around. Like, their motivation has to be so high. How they were completely out of this game. No gold income, no trade running. Not even a single gold mine for TaToH available out of his 3 standard ones. And he, just with one single raid, gave them the game back. And yeah, it still continued into an even game. That even shows you like the greatest efficiency there with that one raid, and it only turned out into an even game. But yeah, an even game for Viper and TaToH. They are the strongest team after like minute 15. Look at the trade numbers. I will. Whoa! Praxes and Improvise. Maybe they overcompensated a bit. Oh, not a lot of kills against those traps. And the Shotels. Ah, interesting. 6k stone though for Mr. TaToH. Let's take a look. Big SO shot and letting 3 of those SO. We'll improvise. Let's take a look. One SO shot alone can do so much here, and TaToH and to go for it again, but this time Improvise is aware of it. Stopped this quite early, and yeah, he's opening this way with the ram go here. What a beautiful job. And that's Viper's castle here. So those shoulders will actually fall, but they will get some SO kills before that. It's the trade, but that will be stopped. And even if some trades is going down now, not too important. Villager numbers, now with those two civilizations, not that important. Only get scary if we drop below 30 or something, because you only need some on wood. Mainly go for Shotels, SO, and Plundarcha Eagle. So all very heavy on gold. And, well, maybe some farms for the Ethiopians, maybe some villagers on wood, and maybe like 15 farms for some eagles as well for the main player. Viper military number are 22 only. That's quite low indeed. Here's 55 trade cards. TaToH now coming over, trying to snipe down those traps, and will do that. So the castle in the middle is falling. Going for another group of bombard cannons. Here is Mr. Viper, and will probably lose that shoulder against shoulder fight with the lower numbers. Let's take another look at the wood amount here. TaToH 3k, Viper just got 1.5k, so overall they're at 5k in total. And Improvise 0, Praxes pretty much at the limit as well. So they really need more control over at this area. Praxes trying to get another castle. Look at the resources of TaToH. Everything but wood at the absolute limit. And then it's getting tricky. A lot of villager now adding more siege workshops. That's kind of questionable, honestly. But he doesn't have any on that side. It is tricky. Praxes, another castle up, and that's at a beautiful spot. Shoulder, it's very bad against castle fire. Very low HP units. And let's take a look. Those traps are trying to get protected by Praxes. Let's see how well he does. Oh, the patrol was kind of off. And in the end, he saved that trap as well. So that castle of the Viper will go down. 4 traps firing on it. On the other side, the TaToH still in some problems. Is maybe QueNDi winning this not by trade, not by gold, but by actual wood control. We'll see another keep here now at the front, as those shots going in, not getting the finishing kills. Even here a relic being picked up, something we don't see too often in the DM world. Now completely out of reasonable wood control. You only have like those small 5 group trees, and it's not really efficient. Praxes trying to go for the raid. He was kind of anticipating the Viper to move out and get some more, of those extra trees. That didn't happen. TaToH kind of preparing a go. Improvise this time ward with some barracks to maybe have some more army out. SO shots looking pretty neat here. Praxes, they are trying to push this through the middle, and TaToH only, well, he has some castles out, but they need to stay strong, otherwise they will lose the trade potentially. TaToH, oh god. Oh, let's take a look. Praxes, oh, he just focused on those down. Yeah, TaToH cannot really do something. Was trying to look for the trade rate again, didn't get it done in the end. A massive amount of resources to the Viper, who's still struggling to get onto wood. Pop 200 for him though, so that's a lot of shoulders. Shoulders can easily die to SO shots. I believe SO shots are the most crucial thing now, and that means killing SO is the second most crucial thing. And let's take a look. That Eagle Warrior, can he get more kills? Not really. Those keep? Oh, maybe you want to see the keep more from the Ethiopian player. Let's take a look. I believe that's an engagement Praxes shouldn't really take without any support there in the back with lower numbers. That's not really the engagement that he was looking for. Where are the SOs? Just 2 SO shots there would have been so great to kill all the army of the Viper. Now going down with that castle, with that SO here. Not looking too great. Traps still out for Improvise. Is he maybe trying to commit into a trade goal? I think maybe just to go into the Viper could also do something. And another good SO shot doing quite a bit of damage there, but also killing his 2 traps. Praxes. That is an ambitious castle if I've ever seen one. 2 traps out, 2 bombard cannons around as well. And he's just trying to get this castle up at this point. Whew. Shows 2 wins. Rest out wins. Well, is there a scenario where Grad doesn't win? I don't know. SO shots. I hope you didn't right click on that tower. Probably not the greatest option to maybe lose those. Praxes should try to flatten all the wood and all the tyrants can possibly reach for the SO. Well, at the moment they're trying to get the trees at the side here. There's not a lot of trees left. Those are all flattened. Maybe some small trees over here. At the moment, maybe only Mayans should go for wood, just because he has longer lasting resources compared to the Ethiopians. It's considered bad form to use SO to kill the trees of your enemy. No. Like, some people are getting annoyed by this, but I believe on a high level, it's appreciated. It's good play. Let's hope TaToH buys wood. Wood price at the moment is at 140, food at 80, stone at 143. Trade still running quite smoothly here. Not a lot of distraction. 1 mining camp that should get deleted. And there's still a lot of woodline left as well. Still quite a lot of trees. Maybe they can make something there. Oof, I really need to pee as well. So I hope this game will finish within the next 15 minutes. And I also hope... No, that's all. Otherwise I need to pause. Oh god, those are big SO shots. Improvise really needs to go back here. We're sending some SO to the front again. Nice ground check there by the Viper shortly before going back. In practice, I said this castle wasn't a good idea. Or I believe I called it a bit differently. Let's see. Another SO probably going down to Viper. He's just so good at sniping those over and over again. SO in the back doing quite a reasonable amount of damage. The Viper popped 140 and cannot really get onto high numbers. Oh, that's a lot of blunderches very close together. But now bombard cannons are going down. Bombard cannons are so costly here. It is getting tricky. And Improvise needed a small... No, the Viper needed a small pause there, as it seems. They are holding on. Praxes, pop 150 for him only as well. Now he could even make a crazy argument that Eagle Warriors are better than Shotels because they cost less food, and you need food or you need wood to get food. And they don't have wood. So maybe even Shotels could be the wrong option here if you think about it very precisely. Joshua! Flying in, congratulations, took you some time. TaToH raid again, well, now trying to go the other side. Let's take a look at that. Do we see any reaction? Not really. Trade card amount at the moment at 130. Let's see what it will be after that. He ran around the whole map. But they should know, well, didn't run some Blue Notches here? No, that's this group. Well, some Eagles already running in. Let's take a look. It seems like they're forcefully ran in. So I feel like they should know, yeah, and Shotels are flying in as well. And an SO, but one SO shouldn't really do much against TaToH's micro, obviously. He is just so annoying. I tried to micro him off. Oh, God! And I say this, and he instantly eats a shot. That is pretty nice for Improvise and Praxes. We're still pressuring this quite heavily in the middle. Let's take a look. SO of the Viper, are they trying to commit to this? We are completely out of wood here, 54 minutes in, and... well, that is cleared up beautifully by our 2 North Americans. Let's scroll through the resources. TaToH, pretty low with everything. We have the Viper low with everything except gold. Improvise, actually quite a nice amount of wood and a lot of gold. Praxes pretty much at the limit with everything. So we will just try to focus here. Cost efficiency seems to be the thing of the hour. Let's take a look at the wood costs. 140 still, no one bought. TaToH flying in. Let's take a look at those shots. Not really happening. Everyone roughly pop limit. Well, TaToH now with some losses, but not that important. What is the Viper doing? He has a lot of shoulders here. One trap out. Is there really an answer by Praxes? He walled off this area. Not really till the end, I believe. How do you think this game will last? How long do you think this game will last now? It is really tough to say. It is all about the wood control, all about taking good fights. Maybe if one crazy trade rate gets in, game is instantly over. Oh, TaToH had one bad market all the time. Viper told him. He's now deleted. So some SO out. I feel like Improvise and Praxes are closer to winning it. They still have the pressure in the middle. They are coming in to raid some trade. I believe not the most important thing though. On the other side we have trade amount at 123. So even if they lose some, it's not the end of the world. Oh, but losing that castle could be pretty tough for the Tyrants. And they don't have any SO out at the moment. The Viper, is he building some? Now where are we looking? Okay, well he is trying to get some siege up, but at the moment no numbers there, so that castle will fall. And then it gets super tricky. Same time, while the push of the Viper continues, those traps are pretty nice. We have how many castles? 5 castles only left for Praxes. That could be interesting. TaToH with 6 castles and he will get all those traps here. Not a lot of protection for them. Where was Improvise with all his army? Kind of weird. One trap is going down, one castle is going down. Maybe he can focus on the other castle. I don't believe so. And that was super costly here for Improvise. And well, TaToH lost quite a bit as well, going down to pop 160. The Viper at 150 as well. It feels like Improvise and Praxes are in a good position here. The game is now taking us into minute 62 already. Shoulder coming over. That's still Improvise with quite a strong force here, but look at military count. We have TaToH with 100, Viper with 60. So maybe it all comes down to who doubles better. The Viper actually losing this castle here and 5 castles in the end for Praxes, so he did hold on to all of them. Pretty sweet stuff. Now going to double the right hand side. Everything being sent over here, as we can see, this is getting pretty intense, and I said maybe the double will decide it, and then in the end it all comes down to SO shots. Can we maybe see the most crucial SO shots? The Viper, beautiful ground attacks over here, and that's really the story of the game. Those SO shots of the Onagers. Now split attack, big bada boom over here, right hand side. Maybe he can get some ground attacks on the left hand side. Beautiful stuff as well there. SO still in the back. That's a pretty sweet spot, and this looks good for Praxes. He's zoning them out so nicely. Nice protection, still 1 SO up, and that was a nice attack here by Praxes and Improvise. They did kill quite a lot of army. TaToH still sniped all the SO, so that was nice. Not trying to go into the middle here, but that's not the most important thing. The Viper pop 125. He is really struggling to get onto wood here, trying to get onto any resources, as you can see. This is pretty interesting to see who continues to play. Improvise. Is he finishing those walls? Yes, he is. Will that really be the most important thing? No, it won't. But still, nice emotional win as well. And blocking them off now after also. Beautiful stuff. All those eagles are going down with very heavy losses. And oh, 4 trees! 4 trees! Get those 4 trees! Ay. That one, it all came down in the end here. So mass amount of army left here. Improvise. What is he doing? On the other side, oh, TaToH, quite a big army. Question is if it will be enough. Military count at the moment 7 or 90 and 70 for QueNdi on the other side, 110 and 20 only for the Viper. And that's not a lot of SO. Oh god, they will get some good shots off. Can he get another shot? And yes, he can. Ah, yeah, flattening 3 traps there. Hero SO of the Viper. Just so enormous. TaToH in trouble. Saving his other castle though. Will go down to 5 castles, still a reasonable number. No SO shots here. Praxes needs to fall back. SOs are now so crucial. And wood price is 246 at the moment. What a beautiful game. And that's what we all gathered here for, to witness great Age of Empires from the best players in the world. I believe that's not really a fight Improvise wants to take here. Is he crazy or what is this? SO's now trying to go forward. I believe that's not the greatest idea of losing to their last one with 1 HP, not getting any shots off, and that was just horrible. Tyrant Jordan, thank you so much for the host of 300 people. We are watching Improvise and Praxes fighting off against Viper and TaToH in one of the best games of this whole tournament. We are at 1 hour 8 minutes in this. KD at the moment are all ridiculous for the players. And now the big push of the Viper. Can he maybe tear down those castles? That would mean that we have no more shoulders out on this map. That could mean we can only see 3 castles from Praxes. Is that an option? Where are his castles? Pretty defensively. Oh, maybe some in the middle, so they are vulnerable to raids as well. Not a lot of army, but at the same time the push is coming through here. TaToH is going down to 4 castles himself, and now they're in the middle. And the question is, do the Tyrants really want to give up this push? I'm not 100% sure, and I don't like this push of Praxes at all. He will lose all his soldiers just moving in there against the SO. Doesn't really make any sense at all. You always need to have SO on your own. Well, traded off 1 for 1. Now going for the big trade rate on the other side. We have 120 trade cards before that raid started, and I feel this could be a clear up. He's sending in more at the moment, not really trying to go through the middle. That's a lot of damage here by those plumed archers. This is such a crazy game, guys. I'm not really sure who has the upper hand here. Population wise, it still feels Praxes and Improvise are playing this quite nicely. Oh god, this push. Can TaToH maybe help out enough? Let's take a look. Another ground attack and Praxes. That's not how it works. I believe you need like a 360 degrees around. Another castle will go down, and you need to have more SO shots. I believe that's the crucial thing at the moment. TaToH did stop this raid over here. Trade card amount is 147 to only 91. Maybe a bit too few trade cards. Maybe they need to rebuild some. As finally the traps are going down. The push is stopped. The castle is saved. No traps, and the Viper, look at that. Is he building some traps? He's building a trap. With pop 140, not really any eco running. Let's take a look. What is he going for? 12 farmers, 50 trade cards. That's all he has. And that's the 360 degrees around that I wanted to see. And finally closing down the distance, but plumed archers are around as well. We have the big push continuing here in the middle. Let's take a look. That castle is under danger as well. I believe Improvise should finish this game over here. Unless the Viper and TaToH aren't doing the greatest job. The greatest push here. Let's take a look. Still trying to get to Siege Onager. We now have stone 221, food 140, wood at 300 gold, and we are in the trade again. The castle is still standing strong. The traps are getting maybe sniped. Improvise is trying to hold this, and the trap is going down, but the plumed archers aren't getting answered. I believe this is a GG. I believe Viper and TaToH will lose this game. What is this? One of the best games I have ever casted, honestly. This game was over at minute 9. TaToH pulled it back. Then the Viper and TaToH were pushing this so nicely, controlling all this. Praxes realized, damn, this game won't be about gold. This will be about wood. Got so much gold control for his team. And in the end, the Viper and TaToH couldn't control anything anymore. You can look at that. I'm going to pee. See you guys. Oh, Nili, oh boy. What was that of a game? And, well, I will update the score for you guys. It will be 3-2, and after this game, I don't care who wins this series. Both certainly deserve to go into the grand finals here. Trade amount in the end, 120k to roughly 110k. World control, as you can see, Viper just very low there. Didn't care about that too much, and maybe cared about that, but didn't control it enough. I never imagined to spam a German team mode in my life. You made me do it. Nice. LED. Caps lock there. Just want to say how extremely much I am sure everybody else appreciate all the time you put into the game. Your Hippo tournaments are priceless fun and your DM casts are unmatched. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, game number 6 are Baltic, different, not Age of Empires, the Conquerors, civilizations. Spam in the chat, or don't spam in the chat. Tell me in the chat, what civilizations would you go for? Non-AoE civs, so only of the last 13 civilizations from the last 3 expansions. Maybe Slavs? Maybe no, Portuguese are bad. Khmer plus Slav? Maybe. It's not good on water though, but maybe good on land. Khmer plus Khmer would be funny. I'm gonna say hidden, different. Yeah. Whew. $810 viewers, not bad. Super happy with that as well. But it's not me, it's the players. And obviously setting myself up for a beautiful day as well. T90 giving me a shout out on this Twitter. So I had a lot of Spain aren't allowed, Spain are an AOC civilization. How about Malay? Nice elephants, okay scorpions, but the harbors, they are pretty sweet to play with, like fun, but I'm not sure if they do enough damage against siege or elephants, which we would see from Slav Khmer. It's my beard. I think, like, honestly, like the start, normally I'm before I get to 100, it takes way more time. And I believe that's mainly because of the love I got from T90. Need one sip for water though. Khmer aren't bad on water, they have all the upgrades. Infinite push trap would have been used for last game. That's true. That's true. How's the girlfriend? How are you feeling about your match tomorrow? Not so great. We didn't train at all. So, yeah. I think we are a bit of the stronger team, but we can easily lose. I think it's like very close. Like 60-40, 55-45. Yeah. Word care pro tip. Genetics. I'm not doing anything special. Maybe a good trimmer, but it's super random. Speculate. Starting, guys. Map pack team random after that, captain's mode, and we'll go at least to game 8. Or will we? No, game 7 at least. Yeah, so 2 more wins of QueNDi could be an option. But I know at least 2 guys who do not want to see only 2 games. And that is TheViper and TaToH, the 2 tyrants, and they are playing here on Baltic. We will have indeed Khmer Slavs from both players, so they will play this very land intense, and we have the triple barrack start here from Praxes, as we are used to see. Improvise going for 4 stables and adding 4 siege workshops. On the other side we have TaToH playing 5 stable, 3 siege workshops, and TheViper with the 4 barracks, 1 stable start. Something we don't see too often. Now double siege workshop and castle by him. And building way too many houses. Not a good start by TheViper. Really not a good start. Now going for some water here is Improvise. The 2 tyrants ignoring water for now. And I honestly think TheViper could get into some troubles here. Chat off. What is going on with those maps? What's your question? Baltic. Beautiful Age of Empires 2 map. Robo saying chat on after I said chat off, because he answered the question that harbors indeed are not, or docks are not counting as military buildings, so don't give you the +5 bonus from the slabs. Praxes now going on to some more champions than TheViper, but now adding those as well. Some scorpions in the back will obviously do mass amount of damage. Maybe some problems in the long run for Improvise. He really needs to get control of this corner. That's why he's already building a castle over here. And maybe add some galleons, maybe even some demos there. Could be an option. Praxis going for some water control as well. But I honestly think when there's a lot of siege out, they won't really do that much. He's only going for fast fires, not any galleons this far. Slav war left hand side, Khmer war on the right hand side. Viper needs to take care of his corner as well, but seems to be doing exactly that. But Praxis is pretty close around and he needs to play this aggressively as well. Oh, look at how the fast fires are only tickling. Only doing 1 damage to an Onager there. TheViper, yeah, as I said, not the best start by him. Pop 50 only. And Praxis at 20 more. But well, that cast is just gold here. Doing a lot of scorpions. And now it gets really funky for Praxis as well. Trying to go for the gold spots. Not really achieving that. On the other side, well, scorpions are really the most important unit. Oh, TaToH, 90 military for Improvise for 100. What are we seeing? Those are quite strong armies. And TaToH now trying to go for some water control. No, we'll see about that. Improvise has really won me over this tournament. Yeah, I said Leash and Praxes could go very far in this tournament, but with Improvise, I rated them as team number 3 or 4. But at the moment, he seems to be the carrying guy. Honestly, he might be, after TheViper, be the best at the moment. He played so incredibly well against QueNDi and really didn't disappoint at all in this series either. Now trying to go for some Warlocks here. Maybe even some Onagers wouldn't be the craziest thing. And maybe some SO support. At the same time, well, that's just a bloodbath over here. Oh, well, a lot of destruction of siege as well. So not a lot of blood, but that stuff. Oh, cannon galleons, hello. Okay, Scorpion's doing quite a nice job here. I believe that's not really the best engagement here for TaToH, fighting in a tight choke area, but it's not great for Improvise either with all those elephants. I believe this is great for TaToH. I'm taking everything back because now he's closing down the distance against all those Scorpions. I think TaToH can overrun Improvise here. He has the better military, now he's closing down everything. This looks so bad for Improvise. Now TaToH even coming over with some demos. That will be super tough. There's a lot of water control for Improvise, but why didn't he use it? Just think about it. If he had some demos over here against all those heavy Scorpions, if he had maybe some cannon galleons, maybe some normal galleons as well, this would have been so much better. TaToH now with the very strong push here on the land, somewhat ignoring water, and Praxes. Oh, Improvise, that's where all his army is. I was surprised, and that makes so much sense all of a sudden. Why did he take an engagement when he had 40 elephants over at the other side that aren't even going to be that efficient? Look at that. Elephants will just die to Scorpion and Scorp fire. Yeah, they can maybe do some pressure against the Viper, but he is going in, and that won't be the greatest engagement. The SOs are dying, so the Scorpions will keep on doing the damage. I believe the Viper and TaToH got this game. After this double, well, even if the Viper is getting into some troubles, I believe Improvise will be in way more troubles. That was a pretty poorly timed double and a misplay here by Improvise. We were talking so well about, only good things about him, and well, then one small misstep and TaToH just instantly punished him for that. 40 elephants are missing, I counted all your units, well then I will just kill you. And that's exactly what TaToH went for. Now trying to control that castle. No corner control at the moment for the QueNDi bees. Not the best gold control for Praxes here at the front as well. And this just looks beautiful for our Tyrant plebs. Oh god, how many traps are there? 4 traps! No onager there. Or ram. Fight those off, and now this could be maybe be the kill. Well, TaToH's fighting this off in pretty tight choke area, but is closing down the distance, so I believe the Scorpions will fall. Did get some kills there, but in the end this has to be it. Improvise at the moment. How much military does he have? 44, and that's still some left on water, so no chance of holding that corner. GG trade for here, and the Viper is winning at that side as well, even after getting doubled, even after losing 40 halberdiers there. He's still pushing. Praxes with 2 unfortunate gold spots. Maybe went on to water a bit too much here. The 2 Tyrants just focusing on land, doing the one-dimensional push was maybe the right thing, and maybe not going for the crazy double there. I need to improvise now. Well, I already did that T90 dead joke, but you're really showing me how bad it was. Haven't heard that joke yet, Kappa. TaToH, beautiful castle, and at the moment not a lot to contest that. One trap is coming, but trap not really well protected that well. Scorpions going in, going back, and that's the worst thing you can do against Scorpions yourself. Trying to engage and then fall back. The Viper pushing with some traps here. Praxes is looting that castle. Pop 170 for him. Populations are actually looking pretty nice, but the corner control is the big thing. Actually, like, trade isn't running too shabbily. Well, if he gets all those 3 castles up, maybe we can make some damage. Look at that! Even the tracks from the cards outside of the map. I think I'm becoming a flat earther. You all guys know that's not true. I already am a flat earther. Okay, now snipe those traps, buying himself a bit more time. The defense onager instantly got shut down, and now trying to go for more and more traps, but TaToH has quite a bit out as well. Let's take a look. Is he trying to focus down the castle, or is he trying to go for the markets? It's funny how TaToH could actually deny that if he only puts like 5 harbalists over here or something else. That could be so tricky, but he's just giving Improvise a chance to clear this up. Is Improvise getting this back? Not, well, And meanwhile, Viper is just running over Praxes, so that's not the most important thing. Aye, aye, aye. Improvise beast moding it back here. Arbalest, something like that. How did TaToH lose that corner? Well, he never really won it, right? I believe it's pretty tough to attack in those areas. In small chokes against scorpions, and Improvise still had a lot of scorpions. But TaToH should have the better food eco. Let's take a look at that. It's not the greatest one ever. Oh, okay, okay. I will take that back. That looks solid enough. Improvise, he is going full beast mode. He's controlling that corner again. Finally, the Viper is coming over with some SO. He's losing control over here. Water's back, guys, and I think I should never ever try to call games. Well, I called the 7-minute game, and it only was a 7-minute game. Why is TaToH's army so small? Tough to say. 40 military for him. Well, he invested quite a lot into his first push, right? And then Khmer, if you just blow all your like 50k resources there, it's really tough to get onto high numbers again. Because every unit is just so costly for them. Improvises God. Well, suddenly they're ahead in score again in population. I believe the big thing will be though that Praxes is not giving any support with SO, and the Viper will. Oh, I will take that back. Where are the siege workshops? Oh, over here. Okay, Improvise now, taking a reasonably good engagement here against all those elephants. Shouldn't really patrol forward, but he's killing quite nicely. There's those shots over here. Let's see if they are flying in. Seems pretty nice, flattening quite a bit of those scorpions. And Improvise is holding this over and over again. Now some better elephants here in the trade, but won't really get all the kills in. Trade amount 51 here for QueNDi. On the other side 69. Sounds reasonable for both. Water. Somewhat important, somewhat not important. You cannot really lose it, but even if you win it, somewhat, never really winning it. Oh, some gallons over here wouldn't hurt. Now we may be seeing another game where it all comes down to who controls more of the woodline. Sniping down that castle. Bringing him down to 4, and he already invested quite a bit there. But still, can afford another one, because why not? Praxes coming over with some boyars, Viper with some fast fire ship. Uh-oh, but TaToH is now going for another go. Where's the army of Improvise? He only has 22 military at the moment. Uh-oh, that's getting tricky. I'm not sure if Boyar is the best option here. Are they really the unit you want to see at the moment here? I think you want to see more elephants, you want to see more scorpions. Improvise with some troubles. Maybe this could finally push them back. Look at the scorpion, so indecisive. Maybe the SO are getting the shots done, but he doesn't even want to receive those SO shots. They are just giving this up. And TaToH, he just needed a small breather. Needs to get his food eco running, needs to get the trade running, and then went for the kill. In the end, I believe the double there wasn't really perfectly executed. Needed to defend more at that side, and Praxes didn't really have an army to complement that double too well. And that cost them the game, making it the score of 3-2-3. So we will see at least game number 7 and game number 8. What an incredible series, guys. Or we could have Bog Islands as a map in this tournament. Oh, you could tell that to TaToH. He would love that as well. Team Islands was pretty clear. Map pack now could provide Team Islands again. Maps that you didn't see yet are Prairie, a flat map. You're starting with 2 scouts, no hills at all. And I believe we saw the rest, right? Golden Crater, Atacama, Baltic, Team Islands, Green Arabia, and Prairie. But Prairie is game number 8, so we will see it all for sure. Well done by me. The guy responsible for the settings. And send you some high-res versions of some of the songs. Some reverb to them, make them sound. Would love to. Spec delay down to 40 seconds, guys. We're already starting the next game. Whew. Okay, luckily no Team Islands. Luckily, the maps of all maps, it is Green Arabia. Praxes has the Byzantines, his team map. Improvise is playing the Vietnamese. We have the Viper with the Vietnamese and TaToH with Byzantines. Pretty short distance here on the left-hand side. Maybe we could see some doubles. Vietnamese, obviously, we will see some elephant red and archer action. Byzantines should have an interesting mix. Look at that beautiful build-up. Between every building, 1 tile space, and Improvise going for elephants as well. And now even adding more. Look at that. Oh, Praxes forgot to build out of his second stable and not building out of his barracks. Ay, 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 ay. Small screw up by him. Let's take a look. The Viper now going on to siege workshops. Interesting. I believe Vietnamese don't have heavy scorpions. They only have normal scorpions. So, quite questionable. Maybe want to go for onagers or bombard cannons. Not trying to get some control over here. Not 100% sure about that, how this will work out. Those are big hills indeed. Improvise trying to take those. If he's controlling that hill, push towards TaToH will be so efficient over and over again. Let's take a look. Halberdiers should be coming over here. The Vietnamese with 370 HP on his elephants. Just redonkulous. Halberdiers need to come out. The Viper down to 7 villagers. Did lose quite a bit here. Oh, not trying to go for the back rates here. TaToH, so annoying. Love that move. And Improvise is coming over. He is going for the big double against Viper. That will be interesting. I'd love to see more Halberdiers out. At the moment, only 2 barracks working. That's not really the way to go, Mr. Praxes. And building more barracks to the front, ay, could be troublesome. And, well, they axed the hills here before, but are not really going for it. Let's take a look. Onagers here for the Viper. Is he getting the shots off? Looks like he is. Big problems here for Praxes. Pop 35 for him. Improvise at 80. And that gold spot is not looking great for Praxes at all. Now trying to sneak around with barracks as well. Quite an interesting move here for sure. Now finally the elephants are coming over to the left hand side. Viper could get into some troubles. He is actually receiving some food. And that actually was towards Improvise. So trying to sling up our Vietnamese player over here. TaToH now sending over some Halberdiers. The Renner just should take good care of that. The Viper just with a massive push here. Already got 90 kills out. First trade is started now by Mr. Praxes. Should look pretty nice over here. This hill control is for Improvise. Shouldn't be the big problem of the game. The big problem of the game is, can the Viper continue his push? But at the moment, not a lot of counter against the Halberdiers here. Some onagers out and the Viper on stand ground. What is happening here? Looks so weird. Bombard cannon in the back. Onager got sniped as it seems. Camels now added in. Well, where did all the Halberdiers go? Are you still in the loser break in this tournament? Yes, I'm playing tomorrow. Improvise. Where is his double? Feels so weird. And now sending everything over. TaToH not preparing any traps or seeds to maybe try to punish Improvise for doubling at the other side. Praxes staying strong here. Let's take a look at the resource of the Viper. He is completely out of gold. A lot of idle villagers here, not queuing up in the TCs, not trying to go for the trade. He is playing this quite nicely, but completely out of gold now. Veteran archers around, elephants are coming over, and the double is real. Seems like the big push will be here, and Praxes is building this up pretty solidly. TaToH paid 4.5k gold to you. What is going on? TaToH just going for halberdiers only as it seems, maybe mixing some camels. And that puts them into quite a strong push for sure. That will be a lot of new red and archers, more seeds, more elephants. But at the moment, not a lot of elephants out, so maybe Praxes can now switch into cataphracts, or maybe, well, cataphracts not really, onagers could be an option, or improvise just with his elephants. Maybe they can just push this here. Not a lot of siege out. Praxes didn't really think they could hold this so nicely. Viper going down to pop 110. Did prepare a lot of traps. The Viper was preparing rams, but they just got ruffle stomped here. Viper now completely out of food. Trying to get more villagers gunning, ask for some food, and he did receive 2.5k. Another engagement, a lot of arrows here in the air, a lot of red and archers, onagers as well. The Viper is trying to get some onager shots against the elephants running, trying to take another engagement a bit better within the range of his 3 castles here. Improvise continues to push. TaToH does what TaToH does best, trying to go for another raid. Harbiers of him not really very efficient here. That castle is getting pushed back, and this is a super open game and nice hill control here by Improvise. He can, after Praxes stabilized on the left hand side, maybe go for his own push over here, maybe with some ram support of the Byzantine player. But for now, the Viper is getting onto a strong army. 130 military though for Praxes, only 25 villages for him. Still no real control over his main gold spot. Now trying to slowly get something rolling here. Pretty tough stuff for him. Oh, and that's... I have no idea who's really winning that. It feels like enough elephants for Improvise. Halberdiers at the right hand side obviously doing nothing. Those rams are not really fighting. Halberdiers doing quite a good job there for Praxes. And this feels like... oh, Praxes is doing quite well here. Now Traps trying to go for it. I would love to see some onagers from him as well. Oh, this is very tough to judge. Pure massacre. Same time, the push of Improvise somewhat continues. TaToH's trying to buy some time with some bombers. Cannons now trying to push in with the halberdiers against the elephants, trying to snipe down those traps, and should go for some repair, but doesn't really have enough villagers. Only 50 villagers for him now. Let's take a look. That last trap is getting focused down as well. Looks pretty solid here for Mr. Praxes at the moment, but red and archers obviously should be pretty strong against what Praxes has at the moment. Another group of elephants and veterans coming over. The push of Improvise continues. TaToH, what is he doing? Pop 140. Only 77 kills in this game out of him. He is so peaceful. And losing those castles most likely. And that's a lot of traps out. Even Byzantine's castle, 8.1k HP here. Cannot really do that much. Nice amount of red and archers out, and well, those traps should be in range for those other castles as well. Same time, Eco seems to be well set up. Huh, what is TaToH going for? 40 military for him. Ah, TaToH does what TaToH does best, and that's a raid with through the middle. Now some CAs. Look at that. Building some archery ranges in the middle of the map. So weird. Pop one in 40 for Praxes. He is struggling quite a bit now, but he has a lot of castles there in the front. Can now somewhat stabilize. The Viper only on gold. Let's take a look in the middle. Praxes. He is very low on all resources here. Looks pretty tricky for him. They saw this raid a bit earlier this time, and Red and Archers should be pretty good to deal with that. Some elephants coming over as well, so yeah, some trade will go down, but not the end of the world. I don't know, pop 150 out of 170, so desperately needs to build some houses or some new castles somewhere. Or reasonably protected trade there with the castles all along. Well, not really. A lot of open spots actually. But who would go for CA if you're Byzantines, right? No one. Except this one crazy Spaniard guy. Even getting countered by the petards! Never go for petard, guys. Viper, does he have some stables over here? Yeah. Trying to say to come over. And well, that's a lot of red and archers. The castle now are trying to focus those down. I believe they won't really do the greatest job. And Jaguar flying in. Thank you so much. Not a lot of counter to the elephant at the moment. Where the halberdiers now coming over. I'm not sure if he really wants to stand on that castle there for such a long time. The push of Improvise continues. Can Improvise maybe get the double match point for them rolling? TaToH now going for paladins. I'm not 100% sure if I like that. It's only to snipe those traps. But well, he's getting 2 traps. Trap number 3 is surviving for now, but more paladins coming over. Trap number 4 is living. Trap number 3 is dying now as well. So the push is somewhat stopped. TaToH is trying to hold on here. This could be another long one. At the moment it feels Praxes and Improvise in the situation that they can push this a bit better. Let's take a look. Halberdiers now trying to hold against Improvise. It's pretty solid job here. Let's take a look. Oh, this is getting really tricky and I'm really getting scared for whoever advances in the loser bracket finals to play the loser of the series. At the moment it feels like QueNDi and the Tyrant Plebs should face each other in the grand finals because they are playing on such a high level. It's just ridiculous. It's really, really sick. Nice defense here now on the right hand side. Praxes did stabilize here as well. All players above pop 180. I don't see this game ending too soon. Viper has been outplaying TaToH? What? This looks like TaToH has another of his ideas. And, well, this is still open again. One elephant, one Red and Archer, waiting for TaToH. Now they're seeing it a bit earlier. Unlikely that will really be blocked though. Oh, some Cataphractic raid. Not the greatest unit to go for trade raids though.
It's not T90, but Nili 90 is pretty good as well.
I'm T-Nili unofficial. Thank you so much, mate. And, well, TaToH is going for it. Trying to fight off the elephants though. That's quite a task for those poor paladins, not having the greatest damage output. But that's going to be some dead trade cuts for sure. We are at 64 QueNDi at the moment, but that will fall quite heavily. And that rate isn't the greatest, but maybe, well, maybe some Arbalists could do something. But too many Red and Archers out, so I don't really see that happening. And, well, that is going to be stopped, but talking about stuff being stopped. And I love this positioning of Praxes, because the castle is obviously blocking the trade. If you build the barracks over here or over here, it blocks the trade even more. But in this way, it's kind of in the trade shadow of the castle anyways. So, beautiful job there. Now a lot of army here in the middle. Again, an overreaction. So I think that's one of the weaknesses of QueNDi. especially after the Atacama game, the first one where TaToH raided so much, and now they feel like, okay, we never want to lose the game due to trade raid again. But well, you can lose the game if you have like 40 idle army in the back as well, because then you're losing at all the front sides. Military count 60 and 50 for the plebs, 60 and 70 or roughly 80 for QueNDi, but not the strongest one, and the castles are getting pressured quite heavily, even flying over from here on the trap shots. I love those stables in the center of the map. Oh god, this guy, he is just the craziest guy ever! Oh, but one elephant alone I think could even deal with that. Up! And now the elephants on the middle coming over. I'm not sure if the Viper really wants to get gold there. That's just for style points, I believe. Not really that efficient. Okay, Improvise now getting pushed back here. TaToH at pop 170. What is he really going for at the moment? Is he only going for the trade rate? I think I wouldn't mind him going for some trade rates and mainly slinging the Viper, and that's what he is doing indeed. And now Praxes paid some resources to Improvise as well, so that he could prepare for the next go and charge up to kill that castle maybe. That's 5 traps and they can do some damage. But the Viper right clicking on that amount of traps here. Number 1 and 2 going down. Might even get a third one here. Looks pretty good for it. Not a real push. And I think what Praxes needs to do is just gear up 10 rams and just go for a big ram push into TaToH. I think that's something they cannot really answer. Not happening. Okay, Agnes Prime heading to bed. Could have been my spot to go for a pyramid, but I had the wrong stuff copied. Feels bad, Matt. Okay, Halberdiers now trying to defend against those elephants. Red and Archer still in the back. We have another go, but that's only Halberdiers, so not too important. And TaToH again, so putting so much threat in the heads as well, with the Cav Archers over and over again. And to invest so much into defensive castles as well. Just losing some pop there as well, because units are getting stuck there over and over again. TaToH now down to, let me take a look, 3 castles, 9 for Improvise. TaToH going for it again, but shouldn't really do much. Ah, no, that's not really going to work. They obviously have so little HP, and that was let's not continue watching that. Let's continue maybe a more beautiful play of the Viper, for example. Going for the kill against Praxes here. Pop 170 only for him. On the other side, the TaToH only have pop 150. So the Byzantine players both struggling quite a bit. Improvise, why is he not patrolling in here? He thought about it. Then click back. Now he will lose his traps. Aye. Misplay. It's a lone trap in the back to him. Or back. So tough to say. Oh, the Viper's push is just looking so strong here. Praxes still with pop 200 though. Now some elephants coming over at the same time. Push over here. I'm not 100% sure if Improviser really wants to push here, because that will mean the Viper will have more pop over here to push to the left side again. which is kind of what the Viper is really focusing on. Still 4 traps out, some more rams coming over. The World Cup number 2 hasn't been announced yet. No, it hasn't. TaToH going for the full sling towards the Viper. Just trying to hold very low eco. Had some traps in the back. Just trying to be annoying. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I'm gonna love those bombard cannons trying to sneak and kill those traps here. 40-minute game again. Those two teams are really throwing it against each other over and over. Beautiful plays. The Viper now trying to go for the trade rate on his own, but improvise blocking that, can just take the fight. Will probably lose the fight, but you know, the rest of the elephant won't really do much there for the Viper, so not a big problem. Still 2 traps out. Make that... Oh, I want to say 1. How did the bombard cannon miss there? Oh, he's focusing down on the elephants. Okay, interesting. I'm not 100% sure how well the Arbalest are really, yeah, being the most efficient thing here. Isn't like Halberdier, Onager an option? Ah, I'm no idea, and apparently no one has. Or maybe just do TaToH style, go for mass sling. Viper, just incredible push continuing here. Military count for him, only 60 actually, but well, strong 60. TaToH now coming over with his ram push, nice team play, adding some monasteries. So he wants to go for some converts against the better elephants of the Vietnamese players. Kind of interesting move, something we didn't see this game yet. And the Viper with that castle, I believe that won't really last for too long. Bombard cannons, they have a beautiful, beautiful spot here. Should continue to snipe the trap more. And suddenly Praxes losing his starting TC. A lot of houses will go down as well, and he needs to make sure to get some castles up or some more houses to not get like super popped here. But it seems like Improvise was here just in time and should stop this push here. Let's take a look. Oh, some house indeed going down, push, getting him down to... Oh, yo, this could get really low. 165. 150 even. Oh, go down to 145. Love to see some mass houses here. Now the Viper actually trying to sneak through, but didn't really, yeah, achieve too much. TaToH now trying to play the mobility card and is trying to go for some raid. Don't tell me he's going for the trade again. This could have been a spot where you just go raid some food eco as well, because so many elephants just died. A lot of people are investing into elephants here as well. So would have loved to see that, and especially like Byzantine paladins here without bloodlines in kind of the bottleneck of 3 castles. They won't do too much. Maybe he finds another spot where only 1 keep is protecting. Or maybe just close to the market. Now that's interesting. Okay. Could be an option. Viper in the end will lose that castle eventually, but that push just looks so good. Oh, and now those monks in the back, they can convert the bombard cannons, they can convert the monks as well. And well, we see some elephants being squeezed through, but now TaToH, and look at that, he's converting the elephant close to the bombard cannon so he can focus on the bombard cannon. What a sneaky move by TaToH. And he's now going for the attack here. Improvise is axing that, but well, shouldn't be any problems for them. Well, some trade cards are going down, putting them down to 80, but on the other side we only have 90 as well. I believe the most important thing is really the push over here. The Praxes is down to pop 160. The red and archers are coming over, and Byzantines aren't that great against some pierce damage. But well, once the Ketters are, yeah, getting there, 7.5 hours strong. So that was solid. Let's see when I'm back. It's all good, right? Okay, we're back, and we had 7.5 hours without a drop. So that was fine, guys. We had some early drop today, but it's all good. All good. And we can continue in this series. We didn't miss anything. I instantly paused. No worries. We have the trade go with the cataphracts here being denied of the small red and archers. It still all comes down to this big push here in the center. We're just trying to catch up, so it might go even crazier, even faster than we are even used to in DM. I believe the monk edition is really good. I believe he's doing too many monks though. Let's take a look how Praxes is trying to play this out. And that has to be so annoying. Let's go into the sound file of Improvise and how he's always hearing that he is getting units converted against him. Now going for quite a nice mass of elephants though. So that is pretty sweet. Now going for the push in. At the same time, TaToH is going in for the sweet move around. And this is looking worse and worse. Pop 170 for Praxes and Improvise. Where is all the army? The stables only now being built. Now trying to hold this off, but the Viper is going for the big push. Beautiful move, and indeed Improvise is GGing, and so is Praxes. 4, 2, 3 here for Viper and TaToH in this Green Arabia map pack, actually. Vietnamese Byzantine War team random it was initially. Very intense game. Beautiful job by all the 4 players, providing another great game. In the end, it feels like slinging the Vietnamese is the right option. Byzantines does not really have any great fighting power against the Vietnamese. TaToH lost such a big amount of ground, and they never had the double, they never had the ram push into here. And G to the G. Pretty sweet play by our 2 tyrants. Let's take a look at the achievements. Viper got all the kills in there. TaToH, look at that. 1k less. He has less than a third of the kills of his teammate. Just brutal. Did sling in the end. 45k resources. Praxes only 10k. You see, that was a completely different approach in the strategies. And obviously, the Viper is the guy that you can trust. When is Nili playing QueNDi? Let's take a quick peek over here. Elephant graveyard. I'm like that, right? Whew. Okay, what is map number 8? Prairie Captain's Mode. Hello. Okay, guys, for everyone who doesn't know what we are looking at now, hi. And I could add settings as well. Yeah. It's different if you have so many different tournaments. I have the same overlay. So now we are looking into left-hand side, TaToH and Viper. Right-hand side, we are looking at QueNDi. First of all, we have a global ban. So we will not see any gods, not any Huns from all the teams. Now we have one individual ban. So that ban will be only for the enemy team. Therefore, it is hidden. TaToH taking his time. Oh, and now they both can pick their civilizations. Sadly, I cannot really see. Both picked Slavs. It is kind of buggy here. We didn't see what was banned. And now we see more bans. They know what the enemy banned after like this round. They know those two. And yeah, some small bugs here. Not 100% sure what happened. Maybe we can take a look into another one. Now we have 2 more individual bans. So that ban, that ban, that ban, that ban is only for the enemy. And then we have one last pick. Okay, so we saw some Spanish and Frank bands. So a lot of very fast civilizations. How old are you, Nili? 30. Why did QueNDi ban Hans? I think they shouldn't ban Hans, yeah. And Incas! So we had Khmer banned before there. Okay, so Slavs Inca War. What did they expect from their enemies? An elephant civ, most likely. I'm dropping frames? No, I'm not. That's weird. Okay, well, the villagers are stronger for Incas, so you need to fight off 2 eagles at the start, or 2 scouts. That's interesting. You're dropping some sick casting. Hi, thanks. Drasnia champs, yeah. Do the military buildings give +10 pop? Oh, I believe only +5. But would be a funny bonus, right? If that stacks up. Okay, guys. 2 match points for Viper and TaToH here against QueNDi winner bracket finals. The loser will play in the consolation finals or qualifying finals, or however you want to call them, loser bracket finals, something like that, against either QueNDi or Rubenstock. The winner will go into the grand finals in a best of 11, will lead 1-0 in that series and is guaranteed to be top 2 in this tournament. The final will see who wins between Slav champions and Kamayuks. I believe Slav champions aren't that efficient against Kamayuks because the splash damage isn't that great against Kamayuks, right? And I think Slavs should just heavily dominate that one, right? SO Boyar? What are you doing against that? Hey Nili, just arrived at home. Too tired, but I need to bid DM stream before sleep. Thanks for the great work. You're very welcome. Go Rubenstock, Nili D. Let me spam that as well. I didn't spam that at all today. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I can't see it. Just kidding. Oh good. Okay guys, game number 8 on the way. Can Viper and TaToH finish it out, or can QueNDi drag it into game number 9? We will find it out exactly now, and this will be super fast paced because, as I said, you're starting with 2 scouts here, so that will be super brutal at the start. We didn't see any restarts yet. That could be a good option to see one. TaToH is actually starting with the house, so is Improvise. Kind of interesting, and this is so annoying to play. As you can see, a lot of disturbance here. You need to take a close look at how many villagers are dying. This looks like a good start here from Praxes. He's going for mass barracks, and this seems to be all going up. TaToH screwed this up quite heavily. He is going down to, well, he lost 1 villager. The others didn't. The llama in the long run will help the Viper. He is even adding archer range. We'll go for some slingers here as well. And we will see mass eagles at the start. Let's take a look. Improvise. Can he get those walls done? Yes, he can. Needs to... Well, that looks pretty solid. But the eagles are squeezing in. So that... Oh, Viper, where's he going in? And dropping that, and no more restarts possible. This looks pretty good for the Viper. He will get a lot of villager kills here. Is he maybe finishing this off? On the other side, that's a lot of production for Praxis already prepared, but TaToH isn't looking too shabby either. This castle probably of Improvise is going up. Villager count 6-6 to 9-8. The Viper losing another one though, and those villagers are quite exposed. So maybe some more losses. Let's take a look how Improvise is doing here. And he will snipe maybe another one. No, the Slinger long distance is taking good care of that. The Viper is going for the market now. Wants to get onto more gold units as well. The castle is going up. Pop 50 for him. Praxis with the pop advantage again. TaToH trying to get the siege workshop up. If that's another dead 3 villagers, if I'm expecting that correctly. Well, 1 is going down. Make that 2. Make that 3. That wasn't the nicest thing ever. Now, nice move though with the champion wraparound. If Praxes sees that he can build a defensive house, and he is. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful move here. And that's actually buying him somewhat time. Oh god, both villagers probably going down. 94, 95% here. Did save the villager in the end. On the other side, Improvise trying to go for some aggression, but the Viper is just going for more and more slingers. Now blocking the development of the trade. Praxes will get that castle up, no problem. Villager count now 9 and 8 for Praxes and Improvise, 15 and 10 on the other side. If TaToH didn't lose those villagers at the front, they would have a solid advantage in that regard. And the Viper just super annoying. Where can we see Improvise getting some army up to go for this? Not really coming in now. Even some Scorpions for the Viper could help out quite nicely, but I believe the slingers alone will already do quite a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if champions are really a good option. Oh, there's all sorts of Praxes. Ay, this looks good. This looks good for Praxes here to hold. At the same time, TaToH being pretty active here with his champions. Wow. Okay, finally cleared that up. Where's all the army of the Viper? Why did he lose all his eagles here? Seems like it. Try to go for the raid. The two tyrants having the better development there into the mid game of the team's end. Oh, are they switching sides? And champions coming over. Slingers getting intercepted. Trying to go and maybe play against two champions, but there are a lot of SO out. And yeah, one SO shot obviously kills the slinger. Very low on HP there. So will be a pretty tricky task for the Viper to always be aware of everything at all points. Right hand side, both Slav players roughly around pop 120. The two Inca players here, what? Quite a significant difference. Improvise at 150, the Viper at top pop limit. Now trying to go for push, and that's a lot of siege. And he has a big army here. Let's take a look. Trying to go for the move in the middle here with TaToH, but got doubled quite heavily. The Viper needs to run as well, but he's preparing quite a big push here in the middle. Now Kamayuk's out. Let's take a look what they can do. Obviously they are pretty solid against Rams here. Oh, but that's such a huge damage output from the Inca player in the yellow trunks here. Mr. Viper from the distance. Need to see some onagers out. Only now we see slingers from Improvise as well. No onager shot really coming around. And well, where are the SO of Praxes? Just late. We already have 11 minutes in. That could have been something he could have achieved. Quite surprising to me. Straps now going down, buying himself a bit more time. The Viper is going for the raid again though. Nice split off, going for some raids of the villagers. Will now run into the castle though. That won't be too efficient. Praxes sending over some champions as well. Not the most important thing in the game. Seems to be stabilizing, but the Viper still heavily ahead when it comes to population. Roughly 90 more on the map. He's at, I would say, yeah, let's call it 100 military against 60, and a solid villager advantage as well. Improvise, since he got raided over and over again. Let's take a look. How many cities does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so he can catch up pretty soon. Not the biggest thing. But look at his food count. 200 only. Onager is not getting the hits in, and why is an Inca player building onagers when you have a Slav teammate with SO? That's not really how this game should be played. And for a lot of farms here, and interesting positioning, look at that. Those are normally farms that you just spam, but they're touching all. That is an interesting placement. Okay. Okay, finally getting some reasonable shots off against the Viper. Slinger's obviously super bad against onagers. Not really doing any reasonable amount of damage. Now sending some Camayuks in to deal with the onagers. And finally TaToH is coming over with some SO as well. And this gets pretty tricky for Improvise. Can he hold the site? Maybe some more eagles would be an option. Oh, this looks pretty tough for Improvise. We are still looking at his resources to get more castles up. Obviously with Incas, that's something he can do, but at least one stone spot in the open here. The other one in the back, not really getting saturated yet. Wow. The Vipers push continues quite heavily. Oh, beautiful move here by TaToH, catching a lot of scorpions here off guard. Maybe tries to go for another raid, maybe tries to double a bit. SOs now here as well. Those are some solid hits against the Camayuks. Take a look, Praxes, can he maybe get some kills here? Not really, trying to micro some, but those are more and more traps going down. Are the Viper and TaToH now warm? Are they trying to finish this series? Are they going for the kill? It looks pretty strongly like exactly that. A lot of SO of TaToH died as well. Praxes without a lot of support either. More traps moving forward. The Viper just so active there. Not a single minute goes by where the traps aren't really doing anything, not moving forward, not shooting or something. And now just reposition themselves, trying to go for another castle kill. He is going for a lot of defensive castles, goes for more siege. Is at pop 170, but look at his resources. He's getting everything on the map, and everything sometimes isn't enough. Now out of his gold spot, let's take a look. 22 trade cards, he wants to be up to like 40, maybe even 50 to really keep everything running. Slingers now finally here, and well, should deal with those Camayuks quite nicely. But that's a lot of siege of TaToH now, going for a big ram attack, and that's completely unanswered at the moment. Not a lot of Camayuks out, not a lot of Eagle Warriors out either, so they kind of have to rely on good SO shots. Maybe some eagles as well, not really existent. Well, some for the Viper. Let's take a look. Oh, that's not great. Could snipe down those rams, but is going for the onagers first and eating actually quite heavy shots. And TaToH is killing all the SO here. That should never have happened. TaToH is now coming over and killing all these slingers here. At least he's trying to. This could be the finishing blow. Camayuks are continuing, SOs are helping out. Slingers not really doing the main amount of damage. Lots of rams out here, trying to go for the next siege workshop. The Viper with his traps, as I said, always very active. One last SO at that side, completely raiding that food eco. 100 villagers now for Improvise. They have way more villagers. Look at that, 120 and 100. On the other side, only 60 and 70. So suddenly, Improvise and Praxes was 20 more pop in this one. Viper now needs to go back with his traps, and those boys coming over. Big shot against those slingers though, and well, it wouldn't be TaToH playing. We didn't see a big trade rate. The trade rates on Prairie are a bit tougher because the trade most of the time is going so uninterrupted that you really need to spread out, but TaToH is doing that quite nicely. Trade amount around 50 in total. I'm trying to get another castle, but that castle is somewhat in the trade at a pretty ugly spot. Camayuks now closing down. They're getting quite a bit of damage from those slingers. And TaToH, he's not really getting killed here. Just going to another angle. Boyas are just so sick. The boyas are beautiful. Agreed. Oh, and he is preparing for another raid over here as well. How did he get up to those masses? Look at that. He's just mass producing boyas here. What are we witnessing? And TaToH, well, that's just an evil raid as well. And something I'm not even sure if they've witnessed yet. SO went down. Uh-oh, guys, this could be the game-winning raid. A lot of army dead here. Or not dead, but like dead population, because it's not really fighting. And TaToH, if that wasn't enough, well, maybe another 30 boyas can finish the job. Praxes is sending it in, but the trade is just blocked beautifully. And now the next Boya flood is coming in. Those Kamayuks should start to maybe find a target. Halberdiers are coming over. That's a nice addition here. Therefore, TaToH thinks, okay, maybe I will find another spot. And he's buying the Viper so much time. He is now finishing another castle. Pushing down improvised to 2 castles. This one in the trade. This one over here not finished. So it is... Where is the other one? I'm quite surprised. Then we see one. Well, most important thing is the trade right here at the moment. Now trying to buy some food and wood even. So that's more important to them than gold. Resources look pretty fair even. It's going for some scorpions here. Is Mr. Viper now going for more eagles? And that's an interesting mix of army. As those shots are so good against the eagles though. And oh god! TaToH, how is he getting that amount of mass boyas out? He is just playing the beautiful game, and he is running over Praxes, who needed to help so much in the left hand side. Needs to go for mass amount of SO, and this push is not getting stopped. Neither this one on the left hand side nor the one at the right hand side. Trust me on that, guys. So many boyas killing the TCs, killing the castles. A lot of farms going down. Pop 200 basically for both plebs here, and pop 150 for QueNDi. QueNDi will go down to the loser bracket after this great series. GG, called by Improvise and Praxes after an incredible series, guys. That was absolutely great. Nili GG, and wow. This was really intense, and TaToH and Viper are going into the winner bracket finals with the 1-0 lead. And small story time. Before the Viper signed up to this tournament, the sign-ups weren't that great, and I tried to convince him and wanted to do a bet for $1,000 that if they signed up, that he wouldn't win. In the end, he did sign up, but didn't accept the bet. And now I'm a pretty happy boy, because that would have been $1,000 lost for me. And yeah, small sharing of my happy feelings now. And happy feelings because we had an incredibly great series as well. And Viper and TaToH are just super happy with that. And yeah, let's take a look at the achievements. Military count in the end. Well, quite even for everyone. Quite fair civilizations. Trade amount, though, way better for the 2 plebs. Mainly because they got raided over and over again. First, Viper was there, and then later on, he... yeah, TaToH was obviously there. I'm trying to go for interview with both of them. Thank you so much, guys. Zauberlehrling. And I will try to catch them in TeamSpeak. If they're still online, I will try to see that. Show us the chat. Oh, I can. Well, they're just saying GG, good luck next. And incredible play by them for sure. And I will message them. Did they already leave? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, happens as well. We had this earlier today, but all fine. Thought and Jordan blocked the TeamSpeak? Ah, so they went somewhere else. Okay. Okay, happens. And I will message the Viper. Where is my... Could have been your $1,000. Ah, they went Discord, okay. Wish I took that bet. Small TS talk. I went to each. Okay. Okay, then that was it. If we make it quick. Okay, Viper is coming. Sweet. And then I need to join... Where is the Tyrant room? So many rooms in the World TeamSpeak. 90 room. Where is he? Guys, only a small second, but then it will be worth it. At least that's what I'm hoping, right? Urgh. Okay, I really need to go room by room now. MVL, NHN, MIP, RCL, Siege Workshop, ST, Zoro, Tyrant. Alligator, 1, 2, 3. 1 minute to put his stake out. Okay. Tell him that I'm so impressed that he could focus over this and the other tournaments today. Really, really impressed. Yeah, so am I. Wow. Sorry, got to go now. Great casting. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Alligator 123 is the password of JD on Scrubs. 8 games on fast speed is so intense, yeah, agreed. It is a Scrubs fan? Obviously. And at one point, a roommate, like we were a 6-person. Oh, Viper's here. Okay, then story time ends. Hello. So, winning Masters of Arena, dominating Brazil, now dominating the DM world. Are you stoppable? What needs to happen that you lose?
Well, I don't expect to win the deathmatch tournament because we probably won't play any deathmatch for the however long it takes to get our opponent. So I don't think that's gonna work out. But
okay,
yeah, no, it's going well. It's going well.
Aye. Was there any point where you felt like, okay, this series might slip out of our hands? We aren't really in good shape.
Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5 probably.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it felt. Yeah, it felt like the last 2 games you were really on a roll. I have to say that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the first 3-4 games at least, it just I was getting used to deathmatch again. Even not playing deathmatch for like, I don't know when I played it last, but just like a few weeks without deathmatch, and you feel like you haven't played it for years.
Yeah.
So hard to get into it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And give me your thought process on that Atacama game, Ethiopian Mayans. What happened there?
That was such a mess. I was wasting honors left and right, and the shuttles are so freaking fragile. 1 honor shot and you have 10 shuttles down. I just hated the way I have to play Ethiopians. Doesn't suit me at all. And also we lost control of the wood too early and never really took it back. And it was just a slugfest.
Yeah, so like those Ethiopians as well, they're just ridiculous with the splash damage, basically killing every unit except the Eagle Warriors with 1 shot. Just ridiculous.
But he was doing way better siege under micro than me that game. I was playing really poorly.
Yeah, well, Praxes is like the typical like Saracens defensive Celt player style, maybe Korean, so that is really suits him as well.
Yeah. Okay,
so no training for the DM World Cup. Probably finals will be in 2 weeks, actually. There's only 2 more games left, so or like 1 more game
so in
before.
3 weeks, in other words.
No, like next weekend we will have QuEnDi B against the winner of QuEnDi A on Zoomstock.
And when do you play?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay, then it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks.
But we'll see. If we meet one of the QueNdis, we might practice a little bit.
Yeah, I would love to. Bad for QueNDi, obviously. Kellan will hate us.
But you would love to? I was flaming you here. I was trash talking you.
Well, like, we need to win 2 games, and QueNDi look pretty strong here.
Yeah, but why fight back? I was trash talking you.
Well, your insults aren't... I don't even take them as insults.
Fine.
Why? Okay.
No, but yeah, they play well. I felt like they seemed really prepared for this. They had a good strategy and ideas in mind for every game, I felt like. And also, they seemed to really try to kill us fast. Like, they went really all in the pushes.
Yeah.
I felt like a few of the games was just surviving the first minutes and then stabilizing. It feels like they don't want to play late game against us.
Who does?
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, then... Yeah, the Team Island game was pretty... What went so wrong for your enemy?
I don't know. You're just spamming water units and someone wins.
Okay, then we have the same approach. Okay, have a wonderful evening. Okay.
There is micro as well, like with demo ships involved. Like, you need to put them on stand ground and target the right units to get the most out of them. But yeah, I don't know. TaToH, I was looking over at TaToH after a few minutes, and there was like 100 turtle ships there, nothing else. So that was pretty solid.
Yeah, and you had so many cannon galleons as well there. I think it was like up to 17. You had.
Oh, yeah, I know. I think they're actually really good to help against turtle ships as well.
Yeah.
Because they shoot so fast.
And the distance, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, $1,000 slipped out of your hands. That's more prize money than you will get on Battle of Africa.
You think so? Isn't 1,000 like?
Well, but it's divided through 3 or 4. Yeah.
You're right.
So.
But I mean, I wouldn't have cashed it in anyway, so it's all good.
Why? You are so weird.
I'm not weird because like $1,000 was still a bet. I would never cash that in from a friend of mine.
Okay, but why didn't you say like, okay, let's do the $100 then?
Well, I didn't believe in us.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you said.
Well, I didn't expect to be playing as much deathmatch as I did, but I mean, when we couldn't find games with our streams, it just fell naturally. We started playing more deathmatch, and well, if I knew we were gonna have these many hours in deathmatch, I probably would have been more confident. But then again, I didn't know how good TaToH was in deathmatch either, so.
Well, yeah, I knew that he was pretty good, so
yeah.
And yeah, some deathmatch is a pretty nice change in between the big tournaments, but now obviously you will focus mainly on Battle on Africa, I assume.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, sweet stuff. Then I will wish you the best of luck for that, and thanks for the second interview of the day. And now have a great night.
Tomorrow.
And yeah, thanks as well.
When do you play tomorrow? What time?
19 GMT. Prime time.
Prime time. All right, sounds good. Well, good luck. I'll go and get my food going.
Enjoy.
Thank you. See you.